All right. So, we're doing something a little different today. Today, we're doing a podcast-esque type thing for the first time. It's going to be me and a few of the lads from my Discord server. So they'll be hopping in and out probably over the course of however long this lasts today. So there is that. So yeah, you'll get to hear the various voices and opinions and wacky ideas of some of the great lads I've gotten to know over the past couple of years. So, and then as a side to that, I'm probably going to be moving gaming off of Sundays and this to Sundays. Today is just kind of a impromptu test podcast of sorts, I guess. So yeah, that's what today is. So anyway, yeah, they're most of the lads are grabbing a couple quick drinks and that kind of stuff that are here at the moment. I don't know what the rest of them are doing right now, but we'll see when they arrive. So yeah, that'll be that. I'm going to probably also do the same thing, grab a quick drink, and I will be back. So I guess enjoy the dulcet tones of the small campfire I have prepared with this nice little background image. So yeah. Right. I will be back momentarily.
Sound. He's gone right now.
Ah, no. You don't get to get away with that. Not here. I observe all.
Son of a bitch.
I know what you're doing. Yeah, so yeah, for the folks at home, this is Leroy. This is,
How you doing?
He's one of the good lads here in the server. And
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Yeah. Oh.
And then there's Tweak, the resident idiot.
Yep. Yeah, we've got Tweak, resident goofball, and DM that loves slowly breaking his players down in the fun way, of course. You know.
You're not wrong.
So, yeah. Yeah, we've got got a couple of the boys right now. Like I said, a couple more might file in later, but we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess, what is the first thing that we're going to talk about?
Well, I mean, I guess since we started off with basic introductions, we've got a couple things. First off, some current events. Since, you know, those of us here either are interested in D&D or, you know, play quite a bit of it.
Oh boy, I know exactly where you're going with this.
we have the wonderful topic of how Wizards of the Coast, the company that makes D&D and is slowly killing itself, and by slowly I mean torpedoing it Mach 7 into the ground.
It's trying to suplex itself and succeeding somehow.
Yes, yeah, it is defying all gravity with very interesting dice rolls. But yeah, for those unaware, the Open Gaming License, or OGL, of Wizards of the Coast for D&D has always been a free use thing of yeah, if you make content for D&D, you're good to go. Like, do whatever you want with it. You can, make money off of it, whatever. We don't care. Very, very, very community-friendly kind of stuff. They made some recent changes. I won't go into detail on all of it because it's a lot. Like, it is a lot. The recent changes have essentially attempted to revert that, so in a way that they can basically look at you and go, yes, you have made $5 in the past 6 years off of D&D. I would like all of them. And needless to say, the community as a whole, and even people that don't play D&D, are kind of sitting there going, "Huh?"
Yeah, they got the they got the torches and pitchforks, and they're pounding at the door at the moment, and they are mighty pissed.
Yeah, it has been an interesting time. Not exactly what I expected at the start of this year. Like, I expected a lot of things, but Wizards of the Coast burning itself to the ground was not one of them. So as a thing for that, yeah, a lot of like other systems made by like different like gaming groups and stuff like that, like Pathfinder and that kind of thing. I've seen a lot of foot traffic as of late. Like Pathfinder especially actually got so much foot traffic that they're currently upgrading their like website servers because it couldn't handle the amount of people on them. So yeah, there is that. That is a kind of like interesting current topic of companies once again making very stupid business decisions and thinking it'll be okay.
I mean, I just find it absolutely hysterical because they tried to be able to pull a fast one regarding the open game license, and what happened is that they tried to pull it on the one type of people that spends an obscene amount of time looking at little legalities and rules and what have you in order to be able to bend them. They scrub that thing clean, trying to be able to figure out everything regarding the new license that they're trying to push out. So it's kind of no surprise that they ended up catching on real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It did not take long for people to recognize the issues with the wording in the new open gaming license compared to the previous one, and needless to say that that has led to a lot of easy mocking on the internet with D&D and Wizards of the Coast as a really good punchline. So yeah, it's been an interesting week seeing the developments of that. That's always fun. But
So yeah, I know that the original plan was to release the OGL today as OGL 2.0 to try to backpedal away from calling it 1.1, which was the previous term that they used for it. I know that the reason they canceled releasing it today was due to a sudden drop in subscriptions to D&D Beyond. Cut out their bottom line by quite a bit. But on top of that, they also faced a lot of legal backlash over some of the stuff that they put into the OGL 1.1 that got leaked. And I know part of that was because the OGL 1.0A, which was the one that they're trying to replace, was written in mind to be irrevocable, so that even if they did release a later OGL or new edition, that people could still create content for 5th edition under 1.0A without having that being able to be revoked. Which, since then they attempted to revoke it, the various people that actually wrote 1.0A got on their asses.
yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like that they just tried to overreach that, or they completely ran out of ideas for trying to pump out new content and go like, well, let's see. We have about a brand new homebrew campaign made globally at least once every 3 days. Why don't we capitalize on that? And then next thing you know, people don't like their ideas stolen.
Yeah, it did not take long after even the leak of the potential OGL update for people to be like, no, sorry, no. And yeah, it went from there. And I love how this all started because Hasbro, who owns Wizards of the Coast, was like, so we've noticed that, like, we don't really make a whole lot of money off of you compared to our other products. Let's try and fix that. And then did the exact opposite and basically killed it and part of their, like part of Hasbro stuff on the side, because Hasbro is also getting a lot of flack for this on the side. Not as much as Wizards of the Coast, but they are getting a lot of flack for kind of like either causing this directly or like being like the starting point, you know, whether like if it was just like a hey, how about you do this kind of thing. Like regardless of the how and why, even Hasbro is getting kind of nailed for this idea.
Yeah, and the funniest... Oh, I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah, and it is, it's been fascinating to watch.
It's been real fascinating to watch, and I find it very funny that you can be able to sum it up to just, yes, you know this one campaign you've been working on for the past 7 years, everything with little quirks, trading routes, racial, strife, and all kinds of these little kingdoms that you ended up making inside your own little world Bible. Oh, we'll pay you in exposure!
Yeah, pretty much, because the biggest, one of the biggest things with the new OGL that people really caught like very quickly was the wording of like, oh, so it's like if you make 750,000 or more off of, you know, like whatever you're doing with, you know, like D&D stuff, then they can like take a percentage of that. And like if that was just all it is, you know, like the people that are making almost $1 million or more, it's like if they take a percentage cut of that, you know what, okay, you know, like it's messed up that they're changing the OGL, but that's not a huge deal, because if they're making that much money off of it, even like a 10% cut, like who cares really. But that's not the part that disturbed people. The part is because they have this clause in the new OGL that states if they give you a 30-day notice, those terms are subject to change, which means they can quite literally change every single thing about that $750,000 clause if they give you a 30-day notice. Like you could make $5, and if they give you a 30-day notice, take that $5 in its entirety because it's subject to change. And yeah, people caught on to that and didn't like it for obvious reasons.
Even without that aspect of it, part of it is the fact that every dollar above 750,000, so 750,000 one and above, they were asking for 90% of the profit. Which, if any of you know the amount of work and money that actually takes to produce some of this stuff, such as through Kickstarter or publishing of books, you would know that them taking 90% of everything past that means that they would be unable to actually sell the stuff. They would be making a continuous net loss.
Yeah. Like there's ways they could have done an update to the OGL where people would have been like, all right, don't really like it, but you know, it's at least fair. They kind of did everything but that. So yeah, it's that's been an interesting
I'm gonna pop in real quick and say I don't think there's any way they could ever change the OGL that people would be okay with, because the original OGL specifically, unless I'm misremembering, it specifically stated that it cannot ever change. Because and allowing any sort of change to that OGL would simply open up the door for them to make more egregious changes later on down the line. It has to be an all or nothing thing. Like either you do not allow them to change it ever without backlash, or you basically bend over and say, yeah, I could just go ahead, do what you want.
yeah.
So I did kind of go over that a bit, but I don't think you were in the voice call at the time.
Was
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, which side note, sorry to interrupt, but side note for everyone, that was Red, one of the other lads in the server, and Dolpho just joined. So
Rejoice, I have arrived.
Here as
You
well.
mad bastard, you owe me $5.
Red, don't
friggin'
You'll
call
never
me
get my
out.
money.
That's cringe.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sword is
so-
here as well.
yeah.
She's very nervous to be
Yes.
speaking.
Yeah, Sword
I'm
has
gonna kill
been
you.
Sword has just been silent in the background, so they've just been vibing, taking
Because
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you guys. You're having a
Yeah.
sophisticated discussion, and I can barely formulate a single word, as you can tell.
Yeah,
Well-
you gotta learn to cut in.
Yeah.
Speaking of sophisticated discussion, some new Doltho lore just dropped. All right.
boy.
So I was out with my friends. Like we went to like a local Italian place, right? And like while we were in a car, so we started making up some like really dumb lore, and it started with like, oh, Doltho's schizophrenic, and his housemate is actually been dead for 20 years, but he refuses to acknowledge it. And then it escalated into like all of us being members of like a heist squad, where my boy Luke, he just has no object permanence. So like if he isn't there at the crime, he didn't see anything. We have my boy RJ, who's an actual serial murderer, and then there's Schizo Doltho, who always got the perfect alibi. Yeah, man, we all saw him. There was 80 of us, and then Luke's just like, dude, there was like 6 people there.
Is this the plot of Payday 3?
Holy shit!
Potentially.
Dallas gets schizophrenia after eating too many mushrooms.
The best part about that
man.
bit is how offended he sounds. It's like, dude, there was only like 6 people.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
So offended. It's great.
That's good stuff.
That's some lore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
we're saying
that's
new
the
lore
deep
just
lore.
dropped. Figured I'd update y'all. There was also some lore about Luke trying to gaslight me into thinking trying to gaslight me into saying the N-word.
What?
Dolph,
like we
do
should
be
probably
careful.
leave
You
that
are
lore
on
there.
stream.
Yes.
That is. I chose my words very carefully there.
Yeah.
I feel like that is where we should drop that
Yeah,
lore point.
yeah. That's the end of the lore. It's the end of the lore. There's no more lore.
Anyway, about D&D.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Dolphin lore is done.
D&D? Yeah, Dolphin-
To continue what I was attempting to say, the very specific purpose of the OGL 1.0 and the way it was worded was to make it irrevocable, to the point that even if they could still create a later OGL that was specifically designed and designated for, say, for instance, how they're making 1D&D, aka D&D 6.0, aka 5.5, aka my favorite one, 5F edition. That was my favorite one I've heard.
AKA, give us more money.
Yes. But the point was that even if they did release a new version and release a new OGL for it, OGL 1.0A could not be revoked, so that if people chose to continue making new content for 5th edition, they could, and any future OGL would not be subject to the content made for that edition. What Wizards is trying to do is revoke 1.0A, and from my understanding, may be facing actual legal problems as a result from the people who actually wrote 1.0A.
Did y'all
So-
see? Sorry to interrupt. Did y'all
to-
see where they were trying to say that this was just a draft and it was vaguely worded?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you don't have
That
you
was
don't have
funny.
people try and sign a draft with like legally binding contracts. That's not how that works.
So
What is this,
to
Constitution
sum it up
class?
for me, who hasn't been here for as long, and for anyone else who gets lost in all the legal terms, they're trying to get rid of the old one, but the old one says that you can't get rid of it, so they're in legal trouble for that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Potential
Potentially.
legal trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to kind of dumb it down, because I
Yeah.
kind of
It
stupid.
depends on if anybody abiding by the 1.0 OGL decides to actually press the issue to that point.
Yeah.
I fucking hope they would.
Yeah, that's
So-
do it.
They
There
absolutely
is-
have the power to.
There is some very beautiful news that comes out of this, though. Specifically, Paizo, the creators of Pathfinder, who
Yeah.
with Pathfinder 2nd Edition very specifically changed their wording to no longer be in any way, shape, or form able to be associated with D&D 5th Edition or D&D in general, have teamed up with various other publishers, such as Kobold Press, to create their own open role-playing game license or whatever it's called.
OGL.
Well, it's not an OGL. It's not an open gaming license.
It's you're talking about the Open RPG co-op, I think is what they're calling it.
Something like that. Its acronym is ORC or work.
Oh, that's good.
The Open RPG collaboration.
Yes, and the purpose of it is much like the Linux programming. It is not going to be open. It's not going to be owned and hosted by Paizo or the collective companies. It is going to be owned by a law firm that makes it so it cannot be changed, removed, or rewritten in the future. That gives full legal use of their systems that they all sign into it with, and people can sign into it in the future, to allow their systems to be used by anyone for any purpose, for anything used for profit.
Yeah. And I'll take this brief moment to say, hey Kindred, welcome to the gang. We've got 7 of us at this campfire now.
It's getting kind of crowded.
Yeah. Yeah,
Listen, color. Get them in here.
Might have to turn it from a campfire to a bonfire, but you know that's easy.
Bonfire lit.
Yes. So welcome.
I think to sum up perfectly, I think that new video that that YouTuber Aiden just posted, where it's talking about it, and he's just like, actually, I've been cheating on you with Paizo for about 5 years, and his rulebook's bigger than yours.
Oh man.
Is that TOS?
No.
I think I'm funny.
Yeah.
The rulebook.
Yeah, the rulebook.
I'm sorry.
I've
sorry.
Heard, no, don't worry about it. I've heard some interesting conversations on Twitch before in like podcast-esque format, so I'm not too worried about it. But you know,
it really just depends on who's listening in the moment, whether or not something is TOS.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm nervous for you.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got this. This show isn't for kids. All right, we're good.
Yeah, I like every single stream I've ever done on Twitch has been in the like age restricted section. Like I've always checked that box of like, yeah, no, this is just for adults, like just in case there's some like 12-year-old idiot that shouldn't be on there that is. But you know, yeah. So yeah, I know you Kindred, before you like earlier before we started streaming and stuff, you said you were gonna grab some food and then get maybe do some art while you're in here. So
yeah,
what are you working on today?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I am still tinkering away at a original character design I've been working on for a couple of weeks. You can see progress at my Twitter. Am I allowed to plug?
Yeah, go for it.
It's just I'll just put it in the chat. I don't know if anyone's actually gonna see it, but if you want it, it's there.
Yeah, you
so
never
just
know.
here you go.
Not that I already
think it got auto nuked. It's just 3 asterisks.
At Twitter.com. I'm looking at that.
Oh, no shilling. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that is
significantly more.
I'm actually gonna look up 3 asterisk on Twitter and see what comes up.
Yeah, I'm actually curious now. Like does somebody own the Twitter handle 3 asterisks?
Money, it's an R18 account.
No, this is an invalid search query.
There we go. That should be good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was just because it was
the ampersand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess it was just because it was just the @ So it like, huh? I love auto mod stuff where it's just like, I'm not sure what to do with this nuke. The nuclear option always.
Oh yeah.
Auto mod is the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
Auto mod is a gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I'm yeah.
It's like
auto mod, more like auto grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like auto mod.
Hold on. Let's not skate on. What does that mean?
I will not be explaining because I don't want to out myself.
I would like you to elaborate on auto grandma.
You have the talking stick. Feel free
You
to
have the
talk.
talking stick.
Yeah.
And before Sword
Explain.
leaves the call.
So it's funny. I don't know how much I could say, but I am not sober right now.
Oh,
Fair enough.
understandable.
Understandable. Anyway,
I had to play Overwatch.
Oh yeah, no. Like if you had to
Yeah.
play that, I understand why you're not sober anymore. Like you can't play that game sober. Ugh.
I will be right back. I don't even know if I actually have alcohol.
Speaking of sober, I'm gonna go grab my mead.
Ooh.
Thanks.
Ooh.
The sword mentions not being sober. Everyone, do I have alcohol?
I'm not even not sober in the same way.
all right, let me grab my whiskey. Hold on, I got it.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right.
All right, everybody, it's time to do a drunk cast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
First
No.
So we're already getting drunk.
first
Drunk and
podcast,
possibly
and we're already going for the alcohol. All right, let's go.
I'm trying to open
But I
this. This
do
is
have
actually sealed
almond
tight.
liquor.
Yeah.
I'm back because my fridge is only about 4 feet away from me.
Nice.
Nice.
There we go. I got it. Got my whiskey.
Mine's in the like 2 rooms away, so I don't feel like getting up.
Ooh,
So
I
I'm just
heard
gonna
the
sit
bottle.
here and drink my gator subs, and that's it.
Same
I
here.
had to,
Man, I
to
tried
bite
to order
that
gamer
cork.
subs one time, and it got stolen off of my porch.
That story.
I
Dude,
want to
that's
meet.
fucked up.
I want to meet the motherfucker that saw a bottle labeled "Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000." and stole that shit.
Yeah, I just got like I'm about to pull the most devious lick, bro.
No, man,
What's
that
the
man
funny-
knew.
That's a funny story. Anyways, want to hear about the story about I got gamer subs for free?
You piece of shit.
Uh huh. Go on.
So some idiot left
in Alabama.
some idiot left their gamer subs on their porch, and I'm like, sick, free gamer subs.
Yeah. Oh man.
Man,
That's...
you know what? You know what you should do at that point? All you gotta do is just set out another can, but just like, it doesn't even matter if you dip or not. Just use it as a dip can.
Oh god.
Leave a
Just
nice
like-
surprise for them.
Dude, just cook them a plate of brownies and put it in the box, and they'll be so confused.
Oh
They're like,
god.
oh yeah, I got more guacamole. What? Is that brownies?
I don't want this free
You see-
plate.
Yeah,
I
you see,
think if I
here's
started
the
leaving
secret.
brownies
boys.
outside, people would start stealing from me more.
See, now here's the thing though. You put peanut butter in it because there's a chance you got a peanut allergy and you could just take them out.
Whoa!
That is attempted murder,
Okay,
my
I
guy.
I think that's illegal.
Yeah, the
That is
question is like,
illegal.
will you be held like liable for this?
Listen. How? I just left brownies on my porch to cool, and then some guy stole up and stole it. He didn't check to see if there was peanut butter. That's his fault.
I
That's
think
facts.
that would be in the same category as putting laxatives in your food.
Is that legal?
You know, I've heard about.
It is illegal to booby trap your
Listen.
food.
Yeah.
You know, I've actually heard that come up a whole lot because
I
I've ended
put
up.
peanut butter in it because peanut butter and brownies goes hard.
Oh yeah.
You know, but going on though, I've actually had that question come up more often than not because I've heard stories about people getting their food stolen at work, and they're like, it's just should we poison our own food and then try to be able to, have the perpetrator end up getting a hold of it? And I don't mean just like don't put fucking cyanide in it. I'm talking about maybe laxatives, maybe hot chilies, maybe.
I think
what
hot
else?
chilies is like the least offensive way to do it,
Yeah.
Because
Hot
like
chilies would be the like closest to legal way to booby trap your food.
I've
Yeah.
heard the most legal way there is to booby trap your own food is that you end up putting down, is that you bring your food and then you write down poison on the container / wrapper or whatever that's currently on there, and you wait for it to get stolen. And obviously, you're not gonna lace it the first time, but the second time you do lace it, and then you see what happens from there. Because the dude took something that said poison, you're scot free.
Yeah.
But they know it's you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even if you do booby trap your own food, you gotta live with the realization. Because like, if you do put laxatives, it's like the situation where we're like, well, now I have to eat this because I don't want to waste it, or either you're wasting food,
Yeah,
so
I think-
you
I
also
think, yeah.
lose.
you bring
No,
up an
no.
excellent point. What if they don't take it and now you're just stuck with food that has like cyanide in it? Like, what do you do then? You have to throw it out.
Why are we putting cyanide?
doesn't-
Why have we shifted from laxative to cyanide?
Yeah, that's like a
Well,
huge
cyanide isn't apples.
Like this
That
is
is-
the
I'm
No,
just
no,
crunching
this
up
is-
apple seeds and putting them in my brownies,
this
bro.
is like the same kind of escalation that I was talking about with Leroy earlier before everyone else joined, where it's like conversation starts off like, you know how they used to do promotional videos like for like games and movies and stuff, where they'd have people dress up as the characters? Like, what if they just hired, like, it goes from that kind of talk to like, what if they hired a trained gorilla and put him in a Winston outfit and just set him in the middle of the city? What would happen?
What would you do?
And it goes back to Overwatch.
Oh, speaking of gorillas, have you heard that thing that's going around? It's like, what would you rather spend 24 hours shopping mall with? One full-size gorilla or 7 black mambas? Have you heard about this?
No.
I have not heard about this, actually, no.
So, okay. In that case, I'd like to hear what you would pick. Would you rather spend 24 hours in a shopping mall with one fully grown silverback male gorilla or 7 black mambas?
First of all, why in the world are you making it so easy and just say a shopping mall? Why in the world?
Listen. I did not make this, all right? This is something someone else made, and people have been like debating about it.
That person's an idiot. Then I would rather pose the situation, instead of a shopping mall, be inside of a closed, shut down elevator. What would you rather be in?
My answer is a gorilla.
Yeah, the gorilla's not going to kill you inherently. Either that or you can hide in the hot topic of the shopping mall.
Yeah.
Gorilla's like, what
That's
if I
coward's
did
talk.
All right. Let's do this one at a time.
Okay.
Let's do it. Red,
let's
what
go
would
down
you
the
do?
I would
And
choose
why?
the gorilla 100%.
Why would you choose a gorilla?
Because if you're in a shopping mall, literally all you have to do is stay away from the gorilla and not go near it. Gorillas are not inherently aggressive as long as you don't go near where they believe to be their territory. Whereas Black Mamba, if I recall correctly, is one of the most aggressive snakes in the world, and literally goes out of its way to fuck shit up.
Okay, Leroy.
All right, I would choose the gorilla.
Okay.
All right, the reason why is because, believe it or not, a whole lot of gorillas out there actually do have a hierarchy system, and because of that, they have a mild form of communication. If you understand that communication, you know how to. In fact, you can be able to go up to near a gorilla as long as you go up to him in a certain way. And he will not attack you as long as you don't do a certain number of things that would initiate any sort of aggression, and that includes smiling.
Yeah, do not smile at the monkey.
Do not smile at a monkey.
Do not smile.
Do not smile at a monkey.
Primate, do not smile.
Yeah, that is taken as an aggressive act, like smiling.
That is how you lose your lower jaw.
That is taken as a
Most
challenge.
mammals is don't bare teeth at most mammals. Human beings are the weird ones here.
Yeah, we're the odd ones out. We're the ones that had to be the special kids.
Yeah, can you imagine like aliens like watching like he was just like all these other animals bearing teeth is aggressive, but like these humans are doing it all the time. They would be so mad.
That's true.
Like we are viewed as the most aggressive species on the planet because we smile.
Hey, to be fair,
wrong.
we're like some of us are always at war with another one, so it kind of checks out.
Listen,
like, if you think about it.
Listen, last time I checked the score, we are the only species on the planet that terraformed a small island in the Pacific twice.
I mean, what other animal can say they dropped a nuke on Japan twice?
Dude, we did it. We did it twice just to make sure. All right.
Catch up.
Oh, man.
Before we go too far back, is anyone here picking the Black Mamba?
Honestly, you know what? I'll be the odd one out in this situation.
Okay, all right.
And say the 10 black mambas, because one, if you know how to deal.
Okay, you are increasing the amount of Black Mambas, and I respect it. You're so confident with your choice. You're adding 3. You're adding 5 more, man.
My confidence is immense.
Every person that talked about it, we are adding like 2 additional Black Mambas.
All right, Observer, please continue.
All right, you know why? I have. Well, I don't have it yet, but I will have plate mail. So, problem solved.
This isn't.
You won't have your plate mail.
Okay,
Everyone, look at this.
All right.
I want to pose a question to you real quick. Why are you in plate mail at the shopping mall?
I'm gonna counter that. I'm gonna counter that with my own question of why aren't you?
Fair
Because
point.
there's no immediate danger.
Honestly,
I'm not
Here,
gonna
I'll give you that one.
listen. I'm not gonna go into Spencer's and expect to get a broadsword to the back.
I'm sorry, Leroy, but last time I checked, every mall I have it has 2 more Black Mambas than the last, so the plate mail's gonna come in handy one of these days.
Exactly. Like that's the thing is it's like it's like all right, you could wear a bulletproof vest under stuff or something like that, or you could just be balling through the mall in a suit of plate mail and like just enjoying yourself. Because let's be real here.
Well,
if it's in an air-conditioned building, plate mail is really comfy.
Dude, Observer is literally the fucking meme, like, the girlfriend, like, why don't you take off that battle armor and slip into something a bit more comfortable? And he's just like, I am most comfortable when I'm impervious to most physical forms of attack.
I guess that's why some people wear bulletproof vests, which... I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think about bulletproof vests is that while in New Jersey, you cannot commit a crime while wearing one. It is illegal.
What?
Huh?
What?
I mean, it's
Okay,
illegal to commit
alright.
a crime even when you're not wearing a bullet.
So, okay. So, are you saying that if I'm robbing a bank, right? As long as I'm not wearing a bulletproof vest, I'm good?
No. I don't.
Alright, I need to go. I need to head over there then. Hold on. How
Alright,
about
boys.
a bank?
Alright, boys,
Anyone any souvenirs while I'm down there?
All right, boys.
Man,
so it's payday time. I'm gonna go get the van, and we'll gather
We're going
up
on a
and
road
we'll go
trip.
to New Jersey. Road trip.
I'm kind of close to New Jersey, bro. I'll scout it out before y'all get here.
You know. Speaking of weird laws and shit on those lines, there's I forget which country this is. It's somewhere in Scandinavia, and this one particular country, apparently, it's not illegal to escape from prison.
Huh?
It's just like a skill diff. It's like, yeah, I escaped. What are you gonna do about it?
All right. This is great. I just found a 12-page PDF of strange state laws, and we're just gonna go through. I'm gonna talk I think this is gonna be really good.
no.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
starting with Alabama.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
God.
Oh, all right. hit me
What
up.
do my neighbors do now?
Is it
Fair
about
wrestling
crossing the
matches
state?
are
Okay, no,
prohibited.
Damn.
Damn, my plans are ruined.
All right, and also, it says Anison, you may not wear blue jeans down Noble Street.
What?
Hang on. I want to say
Why?
another weird Alabama law. Because I love these stupid Alabama laws. I know a few of them.
All right, dominoes may not be played on Sunday.
What?
For a second, I thought we're talking about the pizza restaurant.
No, we're talking about the game dominoes. You're not allowed to play it on Sunday, apparently.
Man, how in the world do you play dominoes? I picked Team Pepperoni.
All right, I'm confused that this one has to be a law. It is illegal for a driver to be blindfolded while operating a vehicle.
Yeah, makes sense. Good
You
law.
know,
Oh my-
That tracks. That
Oh my
tracks.
God.
It comes down to an old adage that I've heard of so many times. Usually, when a sign exists, there's a reason.
Oh my god. This next one's amazing. It is illegal to wear a fake mustache that causes laughter in church.
Damn! You telling me I cannot roll up to the Baptist church down the street? I'm not in Alabama, but I'm close enough. I can't roll up there and just have a Groucho mask and just sit down in the front pew and just occasionally turn my head to look back.
Yeah, and if someone laughs at you, you're getting fucking arrested, bro.
So,
My
the thing
plans
is,
are
though, that clarifies that if you have a funny natural mustache, you can make people laugh.
Yeah. Also, apparently, this is something that isn't illegal. This is legal. It is legal to drive the wrong way down a one-way street if you have a lantern attached to the front of your automobile.
What the shit?
Well, yeah, you gotta be able to see the car so you can like jump over them, right?
Oh man, I'm driving my automobile. If only there's a way I can put a light at the front of it.
Hold on, wait, guys, I need to take a turn up on one street. Can you grab the emergency lantern out of the trunk?
Yeah. Yeah, God, that
Where's
is.
the fucking lighter? Shit.
I want to see that conversation with a cop afterwards, like where
of
you just
course-
pull up the
of
state
course.
law. Oh, man.
We have some normal ones, like you cannot chain your alligator to a fire hydrant.
That's
Why
pretty
would you? That's
cool.
rude. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You may not drive barefoot.
Yeah, that's,
well-
And finally,
Okay.
for Alabama, you may not have a ice cream cone in your back pocket at any time.
I can explain this.
What you can explain that
Go
one?
on.
I can explain this law.
Provide the
Did you?
context.
Are you the researcher?
So, no. So the
What'd you
reason
do with that
for
ice
this
cream
law,
cone?
The reason for this law is because it is illegal to steal a man's horse,
Okay,
but
yeah.
only when it
would
is
put ice
on
cream in
their
their pocket.
property. So if you have
Oh
ice cream in
my
your back
God.
pocket, the horse will follow you trying to get the tasty treat.
Hey,
Wait, hold on. You're
if
telling me
somebody
this
did
is
that
an
to me-
anti?
It's an
It is
anti-horse
an
theft law.
anti-horse theft measure.
Oh my
All
god.
right,
It
so
is
what
an
if someone did that
anti-
to you? What would you do?
I would kill them.
I would kill.
Okay, but
I
you have
knew
it in your
that
front
one.
pocket.
All right,
Oh, that's
we're
fascinating.
moving to Alaska now.
Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
All right. Even though it is legal to hunt a bear, right? Yeah, it's
Okay.
legal to hunt bears.
Yeah.
You don't know it is illegal?
What?
Waking a bear and taking a picture for photo opportunity.
Let me guess.
Damn.
Too many people got the Darwin's Award, and they had to make that. They had to pass that. It's
That
like,
wouldn't
oh
surprise
boy,
me.
death won't deter you.
All right.
Or prison will be.
All right, here's another great one. Another hunting one. It is illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they are moose hunting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I hope none of you are moose hunting because I'm going to jail.
Oh no. I don't. I'm about to tell you, man.
thankfully, none of us are
There's
currently in
actually
Alaska,
like
so.
3 on this list that doing the moose, right? It is considered an offense to push a live moose out of a moving airplane. I know I've heard something about this one, but I can't remember what it is.
I think I vaguely remember this on an episode of Phineas and Ferb. I don't know why.
What the shit?
Honestly, that wouldn't
What is
surprise me.
Phineas and
For some reason, we end up having like the what's it called? Not the Midwest, the West Coast, airdropping beavers to relocate them. But I can't push a moose.
Canadian
Yeah, no.
warfare.
Yeah, that's Canadian. That you have to realize that like beaver, it's like okay, could potentially be a pest. Might
Yeah, we
damage
can
it-
throw
might
that
damage
one
it.
out of an airplane.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Like-
But a moose, you're crossing the line.
Like no, like the thing is like they're looking at it from like a military strategy standpoint. That's the thing. Like if you drop.
So we can, okay, hold on.
Boy, the moose.
All right.
I want you
Hold
to
on.
tell me what the military strategy of dropping any live animal out of a
All right.
plane would be.
All right,
Okay,
think
so
about
beavers.
it. Think
All right,
about
all right.
it.
All right, I've got this.
You got it?
I have to finish. I have
yours.
to finish the cluster that I started. So,
Okay.
so beavers, like as the prime example here, beavers build dams. This, if they build dams in the wrong place, could potentially cause infrastructural damage. But it doesn't often happen. Thus, they can get away with it as wildlife conservation. But you airdrop a moose, that is like dropping a tank in like a civilian center. Like, you just don't.
All right.
Okay, but you
I
know
think
what?
I'm
you know,
gonna die though.
That requires the animals to survive when you airdrop them.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah,
the parachute's
I-
for.
Now, okay. You make a
Oh, I
very
missed
good
the
point.
parachute. That's a
But
good
even
point.
if it was legal to push a live moose out of a moving airplane, you would still go to jail because also in Alaska, moose may not be viewed from an airplane.
Well, you-
Okay.
Wait a minute. So one of the
It
states
is
with like the
illegal to
highest.
view a moose from an airplane.
So one of the states with the highest moose population, if you're flying over in a state where planes are extremely common forms of travel because of how difficult it is to get to places, if you happen to notice a moose and
You're going to
someone
jail.
sees
You're
you
going to
notice
jail.
a moose from a plane, you could go to jail.
Now, my question is, like, is it like that, or is it more like you're not allowed to take a plane out purposely to fly over to where moose are to try and like watch them from a distance or something because it might like disturb or some shit in like in the wilderness? I don't know. Maybe that's why
Like,
that's a thing.
I'm sure that's probably the actual reason, but I like the idea that did you just look at that moose?
Underside, didn't you?
next to you.
Did you see it?
Hold on. I
No,
got a
no,
counter-
I was looking at the pines.
I got a counter argument. So they go, "Did you just look at that moose?" I'm like, "How do you know there was a moose there?"
Oh, you know there was a moose.
God,
What a guard.
Yo, wait, you saw a moose?
Yeah, just you do the counter. You
All right.
play the Uno
You know-
reverse
All
card.
right.
All right,
We're
hold
gonna
on,
move.
hold on.
Oh, yeah,
Hold on. I got something for you. So, let me get a little off topic for a little context. So, some time ago, I think during the
1900s, there was a cache of cocaine that was found somewhere around the Baltic States, and a bear that has overdosed on cocaine.
God! Not the cocaine bear.
We are talking about the cocaine bear. For context, for those who don't know, what essentially happened. I'm sorry. What essentially happened was, hold on. Observer, I think your stream's down.
Oh, did it go down?
Yeah.
It died.
Guys, we're not live. Let's talk about boobs.
Boobies.
Did it reconnect?
Apparently,
yeah,
it's
there we
her
go,
name
there we
that
go.
She says that
Yeah.
she has
Strategic
one.
That says strategic.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
I can't believe Twitch tried to take us down for talking about the dreaded cocaine bear.
Mason.
That's too political. We should move on.
Okay,
But
bears
yeah,
are
the-
political.
Bears are political.
So, cocaine bear.
So,
Hey.
Yeah, specifically that one. Oh, God.
I see, just the one.
Yeah, just
Wait, actually, or can I still talk about it?
No,
We're
just
obviously
designated.
joking.
Yeah,
all
go
right,
for
all
it.
right, just making sure. But yeah, cocaine bear. So essentially, for those who don't know, and those who are tuning into Divide, what essentially the cocaine bear is that it was a bear that was found in the Baltic states that had somehow consumed, I think it was around $400,000 worth of cocaine that a drug smuggler abandoned out of his plane that was flying over. Bear caught wind of it, took a bite, realized it tasted pretty good, consumed a shit ton of it, and in the following 8 minutes, it was said to be that he was the biggest apex predator that was currently on that continent before his heart gave out. And that got me
The
thinking.
most dangerous apex predator. I remember this.
Yeah. And that got me thinking, what would happen if you dropped something like that in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness?
The cocaine or the bear?
The cocaine moose, come on.
Oh, God.
So,
Oh,
nobody
please do
wanted
not
it.
give a moose cocaine.
I do have one more. I do have one more comment. You know, you said it's illegal to drop a moose from an airplane,
Yes.
but it does not say anything about it being illegal to drop either a gorilla or 7 black mambas. So we know where we're going to do that.
Also, now that you've mentioned that, you made me notice another stipulation. It only stipulates live mooses. Dead mooses are fair game.
Oh yeah, it's free meat.
And mooses are my family.
All right, so we're gonna skip a couple of these and go straight to Florida because you know these are gonna be good.
Oh, these
boy.
are fucking fantastic.
All right. So in Sarasota, it is illegal to sing in a public place while attired in a swimsuit.
What?
Naturally.
Yeah,
What is considered a
Tired.
swimsuit to that end? Are we just talking about wet slacks or are we talking banana hammocks over here?
I
Yes.
don't know.
If it is considered a swimsuit and you sing, going to jail.
That is,
So yodeling in a
No.
Speedo if I wanted to.
Now you may think most of these laws are only for humans, but nah. We got not even the rats are exempt from the law in Florida. Florida law forbids rats to leave the ship stocked in Tampa Bay.
What are they gonna do? Read?
oh, my God.
Read, damn you.
I can just imagine just like
Oh,
a
this-
ship going out and one of the cops like, hold up, you got rats on there? There he is, and he just puts a tiny little handcuffs on the rat.
Yeah. Just tiny,
That kind of reminds
tiny
me that there is like a town in Canada that has like a super strict no rat policy.
All right, here's a good one. If an elephant is left tied to a parking meter, let's digest that for a second.
Yeah, that is.
It's Florida.
Yeah,
The
that's
parking
Florida.
fee has to be paid just as it would for a vehicle.
I mean, I think it's fair.
That
Yeah.
is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair,
suppose.
but the circumstances are. At what point? No, not at what point, because that would imply it only happened once. How many times did this happen for them to have to instate a law?
Twice.
Probably at least twice. Hasn't happened since.
All right. Apparently, like at first I'm like, that's a weird law, but I'm like, no, that kind of makes sense. In Florida, failure to tell your neighbor his house is on fire is illegal.
Well, no shit.
So if someone's like, what? And I'm like, okay, yeah, no. If you see someone's house on fire and you don't be like, hey, your house is on fire, I feel like he should be held liable for that one. Like,
I think what happens is that more than likely what happens is that it probably happens in neighborhoods where everyone fucking hates each other, and then it's like, oh look, old Smokey Joe, because he smokes cigarettes, his house is on fucking fire. Good riddance. He did a line of coke in my driveway. Glad to see him gone.
Now,
you guys are on fire.
Oh shit.
So
now this one's an interesting one.
okay.
It is illegal to fish while driving across a bridge.
While
Now,
Wild.
while driving,
I'm not even sure how you would be able to pull that off.
would it be like some? So we be doing a little trolling?
like
Cannot lie, I have done this.
I have to.
It took you a second for that one.
Your joke was bad enough for me to turn my mic back on.
Oh my god.
My work here is done, but I'm not in the lead yet.
The only thing that I can imagine is a bunch of hillbillies going, like with dip cans flying all throughout the fucking car seat, driving by a steel-structured bridge with a stick of dynamite, just lighting that bitch and throwing it in the river below.
Could be dynamite fishing. That's an excellent point.
Yeah, that is a good observation there. That it
Why
could
don't
have
you
been.
just do it to dynamite fishing? No,
Could've been
we have to
dynamite
do
fishing.
the entire scale. Fishing,
No, can you-
tackling.
Oh, Alice.
Can you
you're
fucking
eight.
imagine? Hi, what's up? Hey, can you fucking imagine drive-by catfish noodling? Just fucking stick your thumb into the fucking river while you're driving.
Oh my god.
Fucking
Hey,
imagine.
I'm the Turtle Man. Today we're gonna be doing drive-by catfishing. Woo!
Imagine what the fuck. Imagine what the fuck it would look like from the catfish's perspective. It would be like, what the fuck? I didn't know that they invented reverse fucking
Dude, imagine you're just
reverse
chilling.
hitchhiking.
POV, you are a catfish chilling in a river. You see a splash in the water ahead. You head towards it. A fucking big toe gets rammed into your mouth. It drags you out of the water. You never see your family and children again.
Get command
Bro, I
grabbed,
just-
idiot.
Can you fucking imagine? Like, the fact that this had to be instated into law means that this happened multiple times, right? I can't fucking help but imagine this happening in a series of events where there's several people doing this in a fucking conga line. And from the catfish perspective, it looks like a damn sushi go-round.
So,
Could you fucking imagine what that would look like?
so I was born and raised in Florida, and I can confirm there is definitely a reason this shit exists.
Oh yeah, no. Like even just the stories that come out of Florida, let alone the stuff the people that have to live there have dealt with. You know, it makes sense in the most
No.
twisted way possible.
The fact that these were signed into law means that this issue has come up so many times, or so fucking intense, like that it got brought up to state court, and they decided, no, we're not going to tolerate this any further. We're going to fucking compound it into law.
I will say, knowing Florida, when it's very broad like that, chances are people very specifically did stuff to circumvent it, like the swimsuit law. People were probably, out there wearing some very risque stuff. They had to generalize it as swimsuits because they kept pushing the line. For the fishing one, I imagine someone was probably like, well, we can't TNT fish, but what if we strap like either TNT or firecrackers to the end of a fishing line and throw that in?
Yeah.
Drive-by fish.
I'm just imagining some like Floridian redneck on a four-wheeler just like doing donuts on the bridge and like holding a fishing rod so that he's still driving.
Motherfucker got Minecraft physics.
Yeah.
All right,
man.
I was scrolling down to Pennsylvania because I was curious, what kind of laws do we have here? But then I saw at the bottom of my page, South Dakota, which only has one law on this 12-page PDF. You want to know what it is?
Shit.
Yes.
Hit us with it. Hit us with it.
It is illegal to lie down and fall asleep in a cheese factory.
What?
It is South Dakota. They take their cheese there very seriously, do they?
You take their cheese very seriously.
Extremely seriously.
Like, it's so... Like, I guess?
What series of events had to happen in order for this shit to happen? Did cheese get burnt? Did someone fall into fondue pie?
Did someone fall asleep on the scaffolding and Joker themselves, but in a cheese vat? Like, what happened?
Oh my god.
Oh boy, we're in for a treat with Pennsylvania. Oh goody. I'm going to start with one at the bottom because it's relevant to what we were talking about earlier. You may not catch a fish by any body part except the mouth.
Well, you're spear fishing.
Fox News, I guess.
So to clarify, because that sounds very vague, not your mouth, the fish's mouth.
Yes.
Listen,
We are PA, we're primal. We dive
your
face
mouth,
first
you
into
have
the river.
earned it.
Bro, what the
The whole kiss the fish on the lips.
Yeah, that is you can only easy to fish.
My brother in Christ, that's like the premier fucking salmon experience, the salmon run that the grizzly bears have.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I want to do that now. No,
was gonna say,
now that you
is this
brought this
law written
crime
by
to my
a shark?
attention.
I want to bite a fish to catch it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to drink.
All right.
yeah.
Don't. I have to ask, is there anything there for a certain state that no one can spell correctly?
I
Mississippi.
wouldn't know. I can't spell it.
What's
It begins with an M, you dingus. Come on.
It's in
Minnesota?
Girl, are you from Mississippi?
Montana.
No.
I'm gonna say it.
I'm not. I'm,
Well,
I'm,
let me see.
Do you in Massachusetts?
Is it for Mississippi or Missouri?
Mississippi.
Yeah, there are three.
Oh,
Let's go, Mississippi.
Alright.
Then we're gonna go back to PA because I'm really excited about PA. There's some good stuff in there.
Let's see what
I
Mississippi's
fucking
got.
remember when I always misspelled Mississippi as Mississippi.
All right. In Temperance, Mississippi, you can't walk a dog without dressing it in diaper.
oh,
Okay.
wow. They take that
That
very
makes
seriously.
sense.
Huh.
So
No,
it
it
doesn't poop on.
doesn't.
It's because they don't want dogs pooping on people's lawns and then people not picking them up.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
All right. It is illegal to drive around the town square more than 100 times in a single session.
Who the fuck is going to enforce that? Who's out there staring at every single
counting?
fucking city block?
Me! It's my
Damn.
job. It's all I get to do.
All right.
And then that I get to skulk in the forest.
And finally,
Hey, skulking in the forest is my job.
In Tylertown, Mississippi, it is unlawful to shave in the center of Main Street.
Who the shit?
What?
No.
Jesus fuck,
One
sword.
had to do it.
Man.
Was this law created to spite a homeless man or something? What the f-
It must have been, right?
It had to be.
Like this
Yeah.
that is very clearly an
Who got
anti-homeless
so?
person law.
No. What I want to know, right? Who in the hell got so offended for someone shaving? Unless they're shaving not their face. Oh god, I just realized.
Yeah.
Is this video sponsored?
No.
This video not sponsored by Manscaped.
Yeah. This stream not
could be, though.
sponsored by
Hit us up.
Manscaped, but it could be.
Give this
hit us up.
armored dumbass some money.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, back to PA. A special cleaning ordinance bans homemakers from hiding dirt and dust under a rug in a dwelling.
Okay, then that one I get.
Like, listen,
Someone-
I'd be pretty mad if I hire a maid, right? And I come home and I look under the rug and they just shoved all that shit under there. I'd be pretty mad.
Yeah.
I don't think you
one,
realize
as weird as it
I
is,
don't-
it makes sense.
just the sheer amount of pettiness in this legislation just tells a fucking story, because you know there was some lawmaker on like a council or whatever that had a maid, and he came home and it's like, man, everything is so spick and span. What is that tuft of dirt under there? He lifts the carpet. It's like 5 years worth of crap.
Yeah.
All right. This one just confuses me to read, because I'd like you to try to understand this with me. All fire hydrants must be checked 1 hour before all fires. Now, let's break that down.
Wait a minute.
1
Wait a
hour
minute.
before a fire occurs in Pennsylvania, all fire hydrants in the state must be checked an hour before that fire occurs.
Why the fuck do they know
How
when a
do
fire
you
is
know
going to
an
occur?
hour?
Is it a controlled
Yeah.
fire?
What, you're not psychic?
Yeah.
No, it's a fire conspiracy,
No,
bro. The
it's
fucking
like they
firefighters
have-
are making fires so that they don't run out of jobs.
You know how there's like a missile
No.
defense system? You know how there's like a missile defense system that are like early alert? They just have that, but for fires, but they never say anything to the people it's gonna happen to.
They're like, oh, cool, we got a job in an hour. Let's check the fire hydrants.
I will say,
All right, I'm gonna save the best one for last. I'm gonna skip past this next one.
Sorry,
Motherfucker, they said they could have an hour.
It is illegal to sleep on top of a refrigerator outdoors. Okay, weird. That seems like an anti-homeless person thing.
That seems like
sounds
a
like-
Snoopy the dog thing.
That seems like some shit New York City would make.
All right,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this confuses me because I have been to Philly, and apparently in Philly you can't put pretzels in bags. And I know for a fact that Pretzel Factory puts those fuckers in bags.
Yeah.
You have a case now. Make shit ton of money.
Put them in there.
Why? Like, what fucking? Who's? What fucking legislature? What enforcement is going to actually make sure that?
Okay. I have a theory, right? So back in Prohibition, didn't they do that thing where they used to hide alcohol in bags, or so you couldn't see that they were drinking it?
They still
makes
kind of
sense.
do that, but that's just mostly for discretion.
Yeah.
Do you think like people were getting tricky? So when like they put pretzels in them, like just a pretzel, bro. And then the police got so pissed they made a law that you can't put pretzels in bags.
Pretzels are a really fucking weird scapegoat.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, people will blame anything.
I've heard worse scapegoats.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah,
who's
but
going
the
to
fact-
blame?
The pretzel
Here's
bird is
the-
my family.
Here's a weird thing when it comes down to that. Like, that sounds like a solid argument until they end up realizing the bottle-shaped bulge inside the paper bag, and it's like, what is that, sir? He just pulls out like a pretzel.
Is that a pretzel in your bag, or are you just happy to see me?
You just
I was waiting for someone to say it.
fucking goddamn it.
This
Just
one,
look into your fucking bag and it's like, no, the pretzel mafia's here.
I think we need to introduce the three fellas that have not received the introduction yet.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
please.
All right.
Kind of showed up.
So
I just kind of showed up.
Piro, we got Piro now. We're raking in the people.
Or Pyro.
Yeah, or Pyro, depending on how you want it. We got our boy Mimas, our Australian brother.
I showed up late.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. You're in the void realm, so you know, like showing up late early.
you're
You
fine.
get the free pass.
You
That
know
was
what's
bullshit
great?
anyway.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Right now, my connection isn't actually that bad.
Sweet. Time to
We
flight circle.
found out how to fix his Australian internet. He has to be in a podcast.
I feel like something bad is going to trade off as a result of that. Make sure your gravity harness is tight.
All right.
All right. Ball team together for
Cover
like
yourself in oil, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, the SWAT team's outside my head.
I know.
And then of course, yeah, we have the lovely deep voice of Ally here, who puts the rest of us to shame.
At your service.
Don't be too charmed by his dulcet tones.
Yeah,
What the fuck do you mean dulcet tone?
I know what I meant.
You're not embarrassing me, you fucker.
I'm
You're
sorry.
not making me happy with what you say.
He's got
You
the
seductive
voice
little shit.
we
All
just
right.
a voice that matches my
We're
body.
establishing new character arc. He is now Sarah.
All right.
Man, shut up.
So, back to
my
weird laws.
Back to where
This
lost.
one's incredibly specific. In Ridley Park, Pennsylvania, you cannot walk backwards eating peanuts in front of the Barnstormers Auditorium during a performance.
The world of the Barnstormers.
Who the fuck heard them?
I don't know.
Is it a cattle
What?
auction?
What?
It's so specific
What?
because it's in front of that specific auditorium. It has to be during a performance, and you need to be walking backwards eating peanuts.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what-
imagine that
I
some kind of
can't-
accident happened where they accidentally walked backwards eating peanuts at the auditorium, then
During a
bumped into
performance?
someone, spat out their peanuts, and accidentally killed 15 peanut allergic people.
What tragedy occurred when that law was instated to cause this? Because like
Yeah, but
something
see,
had to have happened.
I feel like that.
I was
that's prevented by banning peanuts. Why all the other stipulations?
Akron
So,
moment.
if I had to guess, someone did that. Someone did that exact thing and probably choked to death on the peanut they were eating,
Or they ran
Which-
into something.
Yeah.
or ran into someone that can cause an injury.
Or they walked into the path of a stray bullet.
Or
Maybe.
No
it's
fucking
Philly,
way.
probably.
I was gonna say I would almost guarantee somebody died until the law was made.
Like there's some form of tragedy had to have happened, but the story behind this, like, what? Like, what?
It begs the question: who would put their life on the line eating peanuts backwards?
I would.
In what fucking context?
Wait, who
Legend.
was
All right.
who was walking backwards while eating?
Yeah.
Who's doing
No,
Who's it
hang
Billy?
on. Sometimes you just like you've never been talking to somebody or something, right? And you're walking backwards while snacking.
Yeah, listen, man. It's called marching band in between shows.
100%. You, my man.
All right. This
Okay, but you're not
next
doing it
one.
backwards.
Walking
This next
backwards while
one.
eating peanuts.
It at first it's gonna be like, what the hell is? But then you remember the Amish exists, and you're like, okay.
Oh boy.
So this is the one I saved for last.
Oh boy.
Oh,
In Ohio.
If a motorist sees a horse coming down the road, the driver must pull off to the side of the road and cover the vehicle with a canvas. Okay, yeah, sure. If the
enough.
horse is still scared, the driver must get out of his car and take it apart until the horse isn't scared anymore.
Oh, that's bullshit.
fuck.
Yeah, the car. No, he has to take apart
The entire
dismantle
damn
the
car.
horse.
To be scared,
yeah, I
I
was
am a
about to say.
horse.
That's like grade A bullshit because my dad has a car where if you want to replace the alternator, you either have to lift the entire engine block out or take off one of the tires and prop something up with a board. Can you imagine having to do that in the street?
Yes,
Oh,
I have
God.
done it. The pain
What fucking
of a
world is
laterally
this?
mounted engine.
Dude, is this in the freaking Lego world? Are they like just disassembling their cars when they see a horse is
A
scared?
horse is trying to drive down the road in Lego City. You can disassemble the car.
Hey,
God,
Hey.
we're missing the critical issue. How far away do you have to see this fucking horse coming? Because you don't have enough time to cover that shit with a tarp.
I
The fact that
guess
it's unspecified means that it's literally unspecified. It just has to see you from any distance at any angle.
Yeah,
What?
like I
Not a
guess
horse.
Overloaded the
More
witch.
likely, by the time you see the horse would also see you and would just stop. That means
Yeah,
you
of
can't
course.
approach it, because if you approach the horse while it's fucking scared, it's going to freak out. It's going to pull the carriage off the road, and if there's like ditches on the side of the road, it's going to kill whoever's in it.
And probably
Yeah.
the horse as well.
Yeah.
I knew it was a really bad idea to put binoculars on my horse.
Put the horse in fucking trial. It
What
says,
do you
oh no,
do if the
they said
horse
that they were so hungry they were gonna eat a horse.
Dude, it's the Mega Blinders.
That's
Dude, the Mega Blinders. They can only see forward and they have binocular goggles.
you know,
Optimized car disassembly.
when you said the-
Motherfucker, that sniper rifle got horsepower attached to it.
you know, Leroy, when you said that like the idea of like the horse getting scared and the carriage falling off into a ditch and the passengers dying, I couldn't help but be reminded of like the intro to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
God damn it.
Fucking
Just like imagine that's
Shut
how it
up.
happened.
Just,
Like, that's
imagine that.
Or
A car in the 1858.
bro,
Hold
they
on,
gotta
can we
find the
just-
fucking horse binoculars like, on the side of the goddamn road like this mask.
I hate it.
When you put it
I'm
on, it
just-
turns you
I'm
into a
just-
horse instead of a vampire.
Alright.
Hold on, can I just at least cut in real quick? I'm just
Sure
imagining
thing.
that I'm just imagining whoever just pulls off the side of the road but refuses to just disassemble the entire car and go like, listen, you and I don't want this. 20 years from now, we're going to have a homoerotic fucking vampire riding around and creating invisible ghosts to hunt
Oh my god.
Oh, Jojo.
Oh,
journey
man.
did you just take me on?
Jimbo's whack ass
a
journey.
bizarre adventure.
Yeah.
Neither of us wants this.
I had failed to mention the other possibility of if the horse is so scared that you have to dismantle the car. What if the horse being scared was what would cause the car to be dismantled in the first place? What if the horse being scared made the car spontaneously explode?
Still on JoJo?
Maybe.
No, this is actual Pennsylvania. This is just
My
Pennsylvania
sad
law now.
gangster's paradise.
Pennsylvania.
My horses, when they get scared, cause cars to explode.
Every day that goes by, I'm more glad that I've never watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Damn, but the horse is more fucked up than I remember.
Alright, let's rein it back in.
All right, yeah.
Let's rein it back in.
Back to
Let's
state.
go
What's up?
down to the mid south. Let's go down to Texas, baby, because even
Oh,
the
boy.
laws are bigger in Texas.
Oh, boy.
All right. So, number 1, a city ordinance states that a person cannot go barefoot without first obtaining a special $5 permit. Yeah, you're trying to make you pay to fucking walk barefoot.
What is this? What is this? England? You got a license for that?
You got a license for no shoes?
You got a license for that, mate.
A license for them feet.
Having lived in Texas,
Yo, put those grippers away, or else you gotta pay the $5.
Oh, you got a license then? Let me see them feet.
I can say for certainty that shit exists because of there is some wildlife and foliage in Texas that will destroy your feet and make you stuck in a hospital if you try to walk barefoot.
Wait, do you have a barefoot license?
Yeah, like it makes sense, but it's still funny.
Lyme disease. I'm just going to say this right now. Lyme disease.
That too.
If you're walking around barefoot in Texas, you deserve whatever's coming to you.
Fair enough.
Let's be
Fair
real.
enough.
All right. I'm gonna get these two out of the way because they're both cow and cattle related.
You gonna get bees?
All right. So first of all, it's illegal to milk another person's cow. Fair enough, right?
Fair enough. That's actually stealing.
I'm glad that I waited until you said the cow part of that. Cause...
Yeah.
That law could have gone a very different direction.
Yeah, all right. And then there is an old law in Texas that states you are unable to tuck your pants into one boot unless you own 10 or more cattle.
You gotta look the part.
Fashion is a serious business.
It is a serious business.
You can't have the look if you don't have the property for it.
Holy shit, I can't believe Texas has a fashion police.
It's like a uniform, you know? It's like a military uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to earn that tucked-in pant. Like.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to some more modern laws. For example, in Mesquite, Texas, it is illegal for kids to have unusual haircut.
Okay, but what constitutes unusual haircuts?
Yeah, that's where
Hold on. I need to look up a certain picture real quick.
Unusual haircut.
While he's looking it up, you can also be legally married to someone by publicly introducing the person as your husband or wife 3 times.
Hold on.
So if you
Wait a
just
minute.
3 times introduce someone as your husband or wife in Texas, you're legally married.
So I'm not even gonna shit you. That's how my father and mother got married.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Are you serious? That's crazy.
So, my
Yeah, story
parents
time,
were
so-
together. My parents were together for about 23 years before they legally got married, and they didn't have a ceremony, but they were legally married because they always referred to each other as husband and wife when out in public. So that law actually came into effect as a result of that, as well as the fact that Texas has a common law marriage, stating that if 2, unmarried adults from different families live together for 6+ months, they are considered legally married.
I can't believe you snitch on your parents like that. Holy fuck.
We have the
That's
same
kinda
thing in common law marriage in Alabama, except it's you have to claim each other as dependents for I believe a year, and then you are considered married.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is here in Washington. I think it's like 3 or 4 years before you can do it here.
You know what it is in New York, Dole?
And you know what? I'm gonna pose a Washington law that this one is specifically like for the county that I am in. And it is it's interesting. So this is, I don't know when this was put in place. Probably like Prohibition-esque era or something like that. It had to have been early, And because there is a law where if you are spotted chewing bubblegum in public, you can be legally arrested for chewing bubblegum in public.
Bro.
In this particular county. I don't know if that's statewide, but I do know it is a thing in this county. And it is hilarious to be just like, that motherfucker's got bubblegum. Get him!
Get it.
Bubblegum prohibition.
All right. All right,
You know
we
what?
got some more here. We're moving to my Washington ones next, and I want to know what else is over there.
You know, I'm kind of curious. Maybe the next podcast that we do should look into like bizarre rules that public schools try to install that just completely backfire.
Oh, that could be an interesting one. Yeah.
All right, so obviously it is illegal to dust any public building with a feather duster. Obviously, right?
Obviously, no, of course. Why did I think of it first?
That makes
It
it
is
too easy.
also illegal to throw confetti, rubber balls, feather dusters, whips, or quirt (parentheses riding crops) and explosive firecrackers of any kind.
Okay, but why whip? Are we talking
Who
like
the fuck
Simon
throws a
Belmont?
whip?
Simon Belmont!
He doesn't throw a whip. He gets it.
No, guys, he doesn't throw a whip, he throws it back.
Shut the fuck up! I hate you. I'm not blocking you.
Isn't it?
I've seen that one.
Then you motherfuckers be
All
like,
right, and now finally, and the best one for last that I saw in here. A recently passed anti-crime law requires criminals to give their victims 24 hours notice, either orally or in writing, and to explain the nature of the crime to be committed.
I mean,
That
that's
has to be
kinda
written in to like try and fool idiots.
this is a 24-hour notice that I am going to be punching you in the throat.
Just like
I will
Whacky
find
Dirty's
you.
bulletproof vest. It's like, why would you make this hyper-specific laws to deter idiots? Because if you're gonna commit a crime, might as well go full ham.
It's like in a
This is
video
the same
game, you
kind of
give
shit.
yourself an increased challenge by letting them know exactly what you're going to do to overcome that challenge.
Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
that's
it is with
true.
my extreme honor and pleasure that I am going to announce I'm going to be shoving my foot so far up your ass your breath will smell like fucking shoe polish.
I'm just, you know what this kind of reminds me of? That kind of reminds me of the headline where someone tried to call like, what was it, Crime Busters or some shit, because he saw himself on the TV and wanted the reward money.
Yeah, that sounds
Turned
about right.
himself in for free.
man.
Man tried.
I want
Yeah.
to say I've heard a story of somebody doing that and then getting out because they weren't given the money or some shit like that.
Oh my god! I'm gonna
They
commit a
weren't given
crime.
God.
Well, here are some crimes you can commit in Washington.
Which
All right.
Washington, D.C. or other?
This is normal Washington.
Okay,
This
so
is
my
your
Washington. Oh,
secular
boy.
one.
This is West Coast.
So I'm going to be asking you some question, Observer.
All right.
Could you tell me why lollipops are banned?
Huh?
What?
Explain to me why all lollipops are banned in the state of Washington.
This has got to be an old. I imagine this like the same. I imagine this is the same person that made the bubblegum law. Like
feel
it
like
has
it's
to be.
probably,
The
it's
same-
probably another horse thing, right?
Are we talking about like the...
No. We got another horse thing later on. We're saving that one for last.
No.
You
Hold on.
underestimate how many horse laws there are.
Yeah.
How the fuck are by lollipop? Are we talking about like those swirly ones at the carnival, or just straight up
said
any kind of lollipop candy on a stick?
I
Like
have to
those
assume
dum dums?
this is probably old. I gotta assume
Yeah, it's
swirly
vague
one.
enough that it has to encapsulate everything.
Maybe
That
it's
is-
like a choking
Hang on,
hazard
guys, I'm
warning.
looking up
All
the
right.
legal definition of lollipop.
All right, while you're doing that, could you explain this law to me? In the state of Washington, it's illegal to catch a fish by throwing a rock at it.
you know, this one,
Pretty
this one,
self-explanatory.
this one I could actually kind of like understand this one because I have my grandpa and I like we used to go fishing all the time. Like he was the fishing guy, and of the family, and there were a couple times where I went out fishing. Like, and I'm just gonna say it now. A lot of the people in my county, like, their intelligence is questionable at best. Like, I think I have legitimately met a couple people in my county that are like, not because of a mental deficiency, just because they're that dumb, sub-brick intelligence. And they use bricks for a lot of things. Because it wasn't a rock, it was a brick though. I did see someone, like, they were fishing, like, we were probably like 50 feet away from like where they were at, you know, and on the bank, and they had just caught a fish, and it started to get away, and they had like a brick to like hold down something, or like it was just like kind of sitting there. I don't know what it was for, honestly. Maybe this was its exact purpose. and they just yeeted that brick at the fish as it was trying to get away.
I want to interject just real quick with a discovery of the legal definition of lollipop lady. Not sure why this is popping up, but Section 2, Subsection 1, offenses against the life of a man come under the general name of homicide, which in our law signifies the killing of a man by a man.
Wait,
This is not a lollipop. I don't know how to tell you this, Google, but this is not a lollipop.
back up.
Someone sat down and wrote that down?
I don't know how to break this to you, Google search, but that is not what I meant when I asked you to tell me what a lollipop is.
So you're telling me that if a woman does it, we're good. Hell yeah, girl power. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, girl power.
So, all right. So, oh, you got something?
Yeah, I decided to look up weird laws from the state I currently live in, and I found 2 that I'm just like.
All right, we'll
what?
go to your state next. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then can we do me next? Because Australia has some fucking stupid ones.
I'll have to look up those. But
I still can't believe that fish have an elemental weakness to brick.
Rock doesn't hurt water, you know?
I think most animals have an elemental weakness to brick.
No, not bears.
Yeah, cocaine bear.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a different kind of brick.
Yeah.
All right. So, observer, can you please share with the class why Washington State doesn't allow fake wrestling?
There is no such thing as fake wrestling.
I might.
Oh, they know.
I might be able to explain this one. There was, I can't remember where in the state it was, but I do remember there being a thing at some point. It was before my time, but there was a thing at some point where people would get into fake wrestling matches in the weirdest fucking places, like, imaginable. Like, I think there was one, I'm gonna have to look this up later. It was, if I remember correctly, they got arrested for it afterwards. Not because that law was in effect, but this probably helped spawn it.
Disturbing the peace and stuff?
Yeah, where they were fake wrestling on top of a slowly moving vehicle. As some form of, like, I don't know, like, display of talent, I guess. But, like, that was a thing. And I imagine other similarly weird shit happened enough times that they're like, okay, we gotta do something about this. But it is still hilarious to think about.
All right. Have you ever been to Wilbur, Washington, Observer?
I have not, no.
Well, now I'm not sure if you'd be able to tell me, but give me your best guess. Why can't I ride my ugly horse there?
Why does the horse have to be ugly?
You want to ride an ugly horse in
Why the
Wilbur,
long
Washington?
face?
Why we gotta define it
ugly?
like that, man?
Bro, they're discriminating against the donkeys.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Shrek taught us better than that.
Yeah, Shrek taught us better than this.
Yeah, Shrek
Washington.
taught us better.
Wilbur, Washington, what are you doing? Quit being mean to the ugly horses.
All right. Someone
got nothing
wanted their
on that
state next. Where is it?
Yeah, it's Tweak.
Tweet.
I'm sorry, but I'm just in relation.
I found 2 that I wanted to read out.
Okay.
First,
Would you like to share with the stat where this is, or are you keeping that a secret?
this is Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin!
All right.
I got the Wisconsin ones too.
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it is illegal for a car to be parked on the street for over 2 hours unless a horse is tied to the car.
Yeah. Okay.
What
The fuck?
Okay.
You can tie me to a car. That's close enough.
Shut up.
Other
Had to get
weird
the extra
law.
horsepower.
It is a state law that apple pie cannot be served in public restaurants without cheese.
I think I heard that.
Wait,
Fuck eats an apple pie with cheese.
like cheese on the side or cheese in the pie?
Probably on the pie, but
It should be. That
should
law should
be
be the other way
illegal.
around. It should be illegal.
I fucking hope it's cream cheese. Like, that's the only saving grace that I can think of for having cheese on a pie.
I actually
Now-
have heard about this.
Now
Seriously?
I also have a what?
I've heard about like the whole thing like eating apple pie with cheese. It's like usually like cheddar cheese. Apparently, it's
What the fuck?
It doesn't specify, does it? So
Okay.
like you could put like blue cheese on it if you wanted.
No,
That.
Fuck you. Oh my god.
right.
Oh
all right.
my god.
All right, I got some other Wisconsin laws for you. You probably might not have known about. At one time in Wisconsin, margarine was illegal.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Good riddance.
better
I mean,
be.
Yeah, good riddance.
Good riddance.
Dairy
As I can
know,
add
this-
an extension to that. A restaurant
Okay.
cannot legally add margarine to any of their recipes without the explicit consent of the customer who is ordering that product.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I will say is right now, listen, that shit is so fucking nasty. You stick it in an anthill, they won't even touch it.
Yeah, I mean it's petroleum.
Well, I mean, I can understand all these weird cheese laws from Wisconsin because as someone who's I used to live there, around there, it's very dairy like pride, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of butter, there's a lot of cheese, there's a lot of like shit because apparently that's something they're very proud of there in like,
cheese.
like a rural reason. So I get it, but that doesn't make it any less bizarre.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, this shows you just how seriously they take cheese making in Wisconsin, right? So cheese making obviously requires a cheesemaker's license, right?
Obviously.
But if you want to make specifically Limburger cheese, you are required to not only have a cheesemaker's license, but to have a master cheesemaker's license.
Yeah,
Of
that makes
course,
sense.
like cheese is heavily regulated in the fucking old world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have to be like in a very specific location in the on Earth to make certain kinds of cheese legally. It's weird.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, most of it is because it's either cultural bound or it's what is it? Biologically bound. Like Parmesan. Parmesan's only taken from certain provinces because it requires a very certain bacteria that can only be found and cultured in those provinces. You can't take it away from there, either by law or by force.
I'd also heard that mozzarella cheese is. I heard that mozzarella cheese made with cow's milk isn't actually mozzarella cheese. The real mozzarella is made from like water buffalo milk, I think.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
All right. Well, in St. Croix, Wisconsin, women are not allowed to wear anything red in public.
Huh.
Well,
What?
I
And rampaging bulls, didn't you know?
It's not the
Oh, god damn it.
What's the Wisconsin's football team? I'm trying to make a joke. Is it the Packers? I don't remember.
I have no
Yeah.
idea. I don't pay attention to sports.
I'm on the case.
It is the pack.
Well, while you're looking it up, in Wisconsin, you're allowed to marry your house.
why am I not surprised?
I have heard about this
Fucking
because
monster house looking ass.
I remember.
Okay, I will.
Bro, what that front
Bro.
room carpet do?
Anyway,
Bro,
yeah,
that,
sorry.
that the fucking monster house's tongue though. Oh my god.
Yeah, what
Anyway,
that
let's go to
carpet
what
do?
you were saying.
I can confirm the carpet
I
matches
remember-
the drapes.
I remember hearing a thing
Oh
about.
my god!
The fuck?
So glad that nobody
Carpet match the drape.
Oh,
I
God.
heard it.
I remember.
Would you repeat that again for free?
What does the carpet match the drapes?
Fuck you.
On their house.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, like, I do remember hearing a thing about a woman at some point that married their house. I don't know if it was in Wisconsin, but hearing the fact that that is a law there does make me think that's where it happened.
Hey, so I have a question for you. Since you live in Wisconsin, how do barbers make a living? Because apparently it is illegal to cut a woman's hair.
Cut men's hair. Dude, have you seen that fade? Holy shit, that wave though.
But like, do women have to leave the state to get their hair cut?
I think what it means is that you can't just go around and snip women's hair without permission.
Well, you know
Yeah,
it's
right.
also illegal to do? To kiss them on a train.
Why am I not surprised? That's
It's Wisconsin.
the fucking SA.
Yeah, that's kind of an offense right there.
Bruh.
After 3 a.m., you have to send a rocket signal in the air after every mile you drive.
What? Every mile?
Every mile.
That means I've broken a law.
Were you driving in a military testing zone? What the fuck?
You have to
I guess-
throw up a signal flare
I
every
guess-
60 seconds.
I guess I'm
How
gonna
many
have
flies
to.
do you have?
I guess I'm gonna have to set up Tweak and Red with some fucking like some mortar systems so that like as they're going down the road, some fireworks go off.
So,
All right.
see, here's the problem though. If I'm breaking that law, I'm also breaking another law because I don't have a driving license.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Okay, so that
And
one
fine.
will get you arrested.
You know, I just want to say one thing about
That was
Nick, I'm
across the
sorry, I
board
stole
pretty
your license.
illegal.
I have 3.
That's one that if I get arrested for driving after 3 a.m., I'm going to demand they include that one.
All right. All right. So, and finally, in Racine, Wisconsin, I don't know if I said that right. It is illegal to wake a fireman when he is asleep. Let him rest. He is tired.
that is actually true.
Yeah.
That is actually true.
That's
But
crazy.
That should just be a law everywhere.
Yeah.
Even if there's a fire, you know,
Yeah,
just
like,
don't wake him up.
he's so tired from the other fire.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, let the sleeping dog lie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. Someone
need as much
else
sleep
had
as they
another
can get.
state they wanted to visit. Where are we going next?
Where you were saying something?
Yeah, I was going to say something about Wisconsin real quick. First of all, how many of you guys live in Wisconsin?
I think we have one.
Sure.
We have one.
I
All
used
right,
to
I'm
live near Wisconsin.
All right, I just want to say this right now. People from that state are pricks because they're always hogging the fresh cheese curds over there. Because over there, it's the only place that's illegal, essentially. Because the FDA all over the place doesn't allow them for being a biohazard.
Yes, because okay, so after a certain point in time, after they've been produced, if they haven't been, I believe there's certain shit that you gotta do to them to actually
Pasteurized?
make them into proper cheese. But there's that certain like in between time frame where they've been created and they go bad, where they can be legally sold. So to actually transfer them out of state would go so far past that time frame that you risk killing people because it's no longer good.
Yeah. Also, I want to mention the fact that when we were talking about like the Limburger license thing, that kind of reminded me of the fact that a lot of people don't notice, but apparently there's like cheese smuggling rings in the U.S.
Fuck yeah, there is, dude. Fucking cheese is so expensive nowadays. Like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not
Cheese
even that.
mafia.
It's because of certain types of
Bonkers,
cheese.
bro.
No, you don't understand. It's only because of certain types of cheese that's legal across the Atlantic Ocean, but illegal over here. So they just smuggle that shit in.
Fuck.
Black market
There's
cheese,
also-
baby.
Why is there cheese that's illegal in the United States? What the fuck?
Because it violates the FDA.
We have cocaine
No, not
there,
even just the
we're gonna-
FDA. Like, just even from across the
I don't
country.
give a fuck
There.
about the FDA. They classify
So-
honey as meat.
Yeah, don't
Oh no, and they classify bees as fish in California for fucking
Yeah, that's
protection
only the-
reasons.
What?
No, they fucking don't. You're lying.
No, that's
that
actually
is an actual
That is true
That is
because
an
I
actual
It's original
believe
happened.
the insect protection laws did not cover bees, so they just classified them as fish.
Oh. Oh, okay. I just saw.
That reminds me. In Venezuela, I think capybara is legally considered a fish. That way they can eat it during some holiday.
Yeah, that's weird.
So holiday.
A ruling released May 31st by California's 3rd District Court of Appeals ruled bees can legally be considered fish under specific circumstances.
We weren't kidding, bro. It's real.
I was
It's
trying
fucking
to
real.
gaslight.
Yeah.
That's real, man.
Yeah, no, like no.
2019?
And bees are fish.
The fish bees.
Yeah,
The fish
cheers
bees.
to California.
You get to
my
legally
China?
like, you get to legally go like if you have like a bee farm, you can be like, look at my fish hatchery.
Fuck off.
Look at my fish, honey.
Bro, they're putting on the fucking bee. They're putting on the bee suit. No, this is my wetsuit for going into the fish hatchery.
And you go to a fishmonger's shop and they just go, hey, what in the world do you have in the back? And he's like, oh, hold on, and he puts on the bee suit.
God fucking damn it.
Wait, hold on. Does that mean if I go to Applebee's, they serve seafood now?
Oh God.
Bruh. Y'all better fucking.
They have to
I want to say
rebrand
fish
in
hatchery and just
California.
go around smoking the fish
Yeah.
like a beehive.
So wait, does this mean that honey is a fish sauce?
Yeah,
No, it's
I-
meat, apparently.
Yeah.
No, no, honey's meat, apparently.
Yes.
It's also a fish product.
Yep.
It's also a fish product.
Oh man.
Yes,
Is that the
Alright.
only thing that is a fish product and also meat?
Would honey be
wait, is
considered...
fish not
Wait,
meat?
hold on.
I
Is
don't
fish
think
not
fish
meat?
is considered meat.
Which is dumb,
hold on.
because it is.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get one thing clear. Over in California, bees are considered fish, but honey is considered raw meat by the FDA. Is honey but at the same time, it's considered a fish product. To that end, is it acceptable for Lent?
All right.
Is honey.
I feel like before we go too far down this rabbit hole, I'd like to point out that the law does
just
say
afraid.
under specific circumstances. So it is not blanket bees or fish.
Oh my! That gave me an idea. Is honey considered sushi in California?
Yes.
Only if you put it over rice.
Yeah.
What the?
All right.
I am.
What was the next state we wanted to go to?
We never.
I fucking
I
forgot.
don't know anymore.
I want to go to California. We're on the topic of California.
Yeah,
All
might
right,
as well do
going to
California, though.
California. All right.
Oh boy, these are gonna be
California's next to
stupid.
Okay, we got a couple here. All right. So,
Honestly, baby.
first of all, nobody is allowed to ride a bicycle in a swimming pool in Baldwin Park.
Makes sense.
Fair enough. Why would you do that?
Okay.
I'm gonna be
What?
honest, I'd be more
In
impressed
black-
if you managed to ride a bicycle in a swimming pool.
You
I mean,
put
it
enough
could be
crack
empty.
into someone, you could probably do it.
Yeah.
That's what they did with that bear.
Motherfucker, they're boycotting SpongeBob's fucking paddle bike.
Do bicycles float?
If the wheels are big enough, yeah.
Huh.
All right. So, in Blythe, California, you are not permitted to wear cowboy boots unless you already own at least 2 cows.
Yeah, you can't call yourself a cowboy without like cows, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what the
Bro, I can't believe they have
it's a
festivals too.
status thing.
Come on now.
They have the same
More
law.
More states need the fashion, please. I'm gonna put it out there.
All right. This next one's a triple threat.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
In
boy.
early game California, these are 3 separate laws. It is illegal to spit except on baseball diamonds. Caramel ice cream may not be eaten while standing on the sidewalk, which, quote, was repealed when Clint Eastwood was mayor.
Oh.
Wait.
I'm not done.
Hold up, let
And
him cook.
women may not wear high heels while in the city limits.
You can't just fucking gloss
Clint
over
Eastwood
Clint
with that
Eastwood
one as
being a mayor.
Listen, man, we can't Arnold
Listen,
Schwarzenegger as the
listen.
governor, okay? Anything can happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Governor
Yeah.
of California for a reason.
Read, not to read.
Bro, like, when he stepped down, he fucking turned around and said, "I'll be back." Rerun.
And just going down the stairs, just a thumbs up.
Yes.
Motherfucker said, "Hasta la vista,
My,
baby."
my heart,
Yeah.
my heart will go on. Starts playing. That's the wrong movie.
Yeah.
All right.
No, just like the topic of Clint Eastwood as a mayor in that specific like city, just like it's like somebody's about to spit somewhere that's not a baseball diamond because he didn't repeal that. Shows up. Do you feel lucky, punk?
Wait, hold on. That's why does California have 2 more cowboy laws than any other state we've been through so far?
We've been to no, it only has the one.
Yeah,
No, but you can't wear. Wait, wasn't it the cowboy boots?
Cowboy boots is just one.
Yeah, it's just one.
Cowboy boots. You'll probably think about like the tucking the pant leg into the boot for
Yeah.
another state.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about Clint Eastwood. I'm sorry.
Oh, that too. Bro, can fucking imagine like at the baseball square, bro. Like just all the bases are staring at each other like the good, bad, the ugly.
Yeah. Dude, you're like outside. Imagine you're outside a baseball arena, right? Eating a caramel ice cream, right? And you're standing on the sidewalk and you're about to spit it out, and you look over and you see Clint Eastwood. He nods at you slowly and gives you a thumbs up, and you spit that shit out. But then you get arrested because it's still illegal to spit it.
What?
Yeah, it's illegal to spit. Don't remember.
I think that's called
Except on the
entrapment.
baseball diamond.
Yeah.
Man,
I think that's called entrapment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
By the
Clint
way,
Eastwood gave me the heads up. First,
there is
All right.
I'm seeing some other laws here, and there's a couple I think that might be really funny to you guys.
Oh, I have a really good. This one's kind of wholesome, to be honest.
All right, go ahead.
Community leaders passed an ordinance that makes it illegal for anyone to try and stop a child from playfully jumping over puddles of water.
man.
I can see how that's a
It's
smart
really
decision.
Made that a law.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how that's a good idea.
Now, on the other hand, it is illegal to cry while on the witness stand.
That's common to testify in California.
Yeah.
No, it's so fucking polarizing. Yeah, you're allowed to fucking jump on bottles. No, you're not going to cry on death row.
You're not allowed to be April May.
Now,
Yeah.
there are also two here that have to do with specifically with cell phone.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right, so first of all, in California, it's illegal to have caller ID. Not allowed to know who's calling.
Good.
Fuck.
It is also against regulations to let phones ring more than 9 times in state offices.
I've broken that many times.
Dad is yanking on my headphone cable. Please stop that, baby.
Bro, they're trying to
Hey,
fucking get you to ring 9 times.
Hey, I have a question. Does your cat hunt mice?
She does not. She's very fat and lazy, and I love her. I'm gonna send you guys a picture of her.
Excellent.
Oh,
And while you're doing that,
Appreciate
let her know that that in California, it is illegal to set a mouse trap without a hunting license.
That I understand.
But
Is it really?
bro, you
Apparently,
need a hunting license
I
to
don't
fucking.
think-
to get rid of mice in your house.
Here's the thing. I don't.
Now,
think-
here's the thing. If you classify them as rats, maybe you'll get away from it. No, because it's a mouse trap.
No, okay, listen. Am I gonna get fucking like arrested for this shit? if I
I
admit
doubt
to
it.
something here? Are the cops listening?
Go ahead, we're being
Observer, delete
recorded.
the VOD. It's cool.
My dad has
You're being
literally
recorded.
planted mousetraps in our house before, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a hunting license.
Oh no. Oh no, bro. Bro, why the fuck do you need a hunting license to hunt mice? That's not like their big game. Do you need a hunting license to kill bugs in your house?
I understand the logic behind it because you're still killing an animal, but at that point, it's like, well, fuck you. It doesn't make sense. They're pests.
Speaking
Maybe
of
some
bugs,
asshole was setting mouse traps out randomly
yeah,
just for people to step on, so they made it illegal.
yeah. But
But
speaking of
Probably.
bugs,
it's a fucking mouse trap though.
I'm reading a lot.
No. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more likely people were setting up pit traps to curb the mouse population, but it was vital, according to the game wardens. So the game wardens just wanted to shut that shit down.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
I still can't help but imagine, like, I see you fucking respirating oxygen. Your cells are dying. You have a hunting license for that?
Yeah.
All right. It is also apparently illegal to own or sell silly string in Lloyd, California, or Lodi. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Lodi.
Go ahead.
And
Fuck
silly
silly
string.
string.
It's Lodi.
True. Fuck silly
Lodi,
string.
California.
To be honest, silly string is kind of obnoxious and really hard to clean up.
Yeah.
And finally, it
Y'all ain't
is
my homie list no more.
illegal for a woman to drive while wearing a house coat.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I don't know
A
why.
house coat.
A what?
A house coat. What the
A
fuck?
house coat.
The fuck is a
Fuck
house
for your
coat?
house.
What classifies a
It's
house
just,
coat?
Oh, it's like a big button-up shirt.
You can't dress up in like a nice comfy flannel because apparently that's like
Or like a
illegal.
robe.
I looked at an image of one and I immediately thought of Miss Doubtfire. Oh my god.
That's probably the reason why it's illegal.
Oh, God.
yeah.
You said,
Yeah, exactly.
bathrobe, and since we're on the topic of California, it just reminded me of an old story from my grandmother, where so yeah, we're getting some Observer family history lore here.
Hell yeah.
So once upon a time, my family was in California, and
Oh no.
that didn't last long.
Hell.
Thank God.
Yeah. But during that time, I had an uncle that used to, visit and hang out a lot. Great person. This was, well before my time. But, at one point, got drunk and stumbled into the kiddie pool out back. Like some of those little small, like, children's play pools. And soaked all of his clothes. Obviously, he couldn't. They weren't gonna send him home like soaking wet down the street wherever, while he's drunk. So they didn't really have anything that fit him because he was a big guy, like a big guy. I don't remember his exact height, but he was like 6 foot something, I think. And I might be remembering some of it wrong because it's been a little bit since I did, at least on like some details. But anyway, and the big kicker, though, is like the only thing that they had on hand for him that would cover him entirely was this big pink bathrobe. So, and at the time, he had. I want to say it was like a 45 or something like that. Like it was some kind of, I think it was a revolver specifically, but some kind of like big caliber pistol.
Oh.
And so like obviously he didn't want to leave that behind when he went home, which wasn't too far away from where they were at. Like it was like a couple blocks or something like that, I think. Mm-hmm. And so there's just like middle of the day, like broad daylight, this big dude, like half drunk with a big pink bathrobe on and a like 45 strapped to his hip walking down the street to go home drunkenly. And so yeah, that's there's some wacky excerpts from the family history since it related to California bathrobes and that.
Dude, that's the same energy as that picture of like the guy who plays Harry Potter.
Daniel Radcliffe. I was just about to post that.
In, like, the bathroom.
Guns akimbo.
Yeah, that's it is that kind of energy. Yeah.
This new Call of Duty game sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. This new Call of Duty ain't hitting the same.
Yeah.
All right, now it is time for us to go to the land of the Eldritch gods. We're going to Ohio, baby.
Oh,
I was gonna say New Jersey.
I was gonna add one more thing. Apparently, you may not hunt moths under street lamps in Los Angeles. Because apparently that would make them too easy of a target.
Why would you be hunting moths to begin with? How
I love how the issue they bring up is that it's not enough of a challenge.
No, that's what I brought up, but that's not what my theory.
Wait, was this specifically Ohio?
No.
That was Los Angeles in California.
That's LA. That is.
I have a.
All right, so kind of an almost a replay law, but not quite. In Cleveland, Ohio, it is illegal to catch mice without a hunting license.
Oh,
to catch them?
Not
okay,
necessarily traps, but to catch them.
I'm having deja vu. Have we ever seen this one before? Probably not.
Yeah.
All right. According to Ohio law, it is against the law to kill a housefly within 160 feet of a church without a license.
Well, you don't gonna make the.
What are you doing killing God's creatures?
Yeah, exactly.
You got a license to kill God's creature, bro.
You know, that kind of reminds me of that whole Day of the Dead tradition, you know, because what happens is that they end up creating like a massive spread and, you know, they want to kill the flies there because they think that they're possessed by spirits of dead relatives and shit along those lines. Maybe it's related to that.
In Ohio, though?
I mean, weirder things have happened. I don't know. Why would you think?
I don't fucking know, man.
My man, if any possession is happening down there, it's probably from demons, not from fucking spirits of like ancestors.
Yeah. All right, so it's illegal to walk a cow down Lake Road. Like, it's illegal in a lot of places to walk farm animals down roads. It's not as weird.
Yeah.
But in Clinton County, any person who leans against a public building will be subject to fines.
Yeah, fuck them loiterers.
Fuck the loiterers. Get them out of here. You can't throw rice at weddings in Chillicothe.
That is true. It has a good reason to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be at a wedding and eat rice.
In Columbus, it is illegal to stores. It is illegal for stores to sell cornflakes on Sunday.
Oh, what was the reason for the rice thing, by the way? I'm curious.
Because doves, normally they would release doves at the same time, and if not doves, other wild birds would go after it. And the thing about rice is that it loves to fucking expand when it's wet.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna choke them to death. No.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a good reason for that.
Doves typically show up as a result of that.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, it's a dove, honey, and they get smacked in the face as it dies. That's fucked up. I'm sorry.
Or maybe their just stomach explodes and they just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Yeah, they usually eat way too much and it causes a problem. But yeah, there's a good reason for that one.
Well, it is illegal to shake a snake at someone, which is like, okay, yeah, you can't just shake a snake and someone try them. But you know what it is legal to do? You're allowed to throw a snake at someone. That's perfectly legal. But to shake a snake at someone, like, not going to jail. But
no, you're not allowed to threaten. You're allowed to promise.
No. We
You gotta commit.
We can circle this back around. We can circle this back around to the original like one of the original topics. Is the gorilla allowed to bring black mambas?
That's a good question.
All right, we're moving.
Our
Our shopping mall is in Ohio, and if you choose a gorilla, he has one black mamba that he can throw at you.
I'm dangerous.
You know,
All right.
hearing all these Ohio laws make me understand why there's so many astronauts from there.
You just want to get out, bro.
That kind of reminds me of a little something I've heard about a military story. Apparently what happened was that there was a military fort, a training facility that was in Arizona, I think, somewhere near the American desert. And what happened was they were having a big issue with snake bites, because a lot of times the injured soldiers would wall into the medic bay, and the medic bay can't distribute the right anti-venom because they have a hard time trying to understand what kind of snake it was, because, you know, each snake has its unique venom. So they ended up instilling a protocol that if you end up getting bitten by a snake, you have to bring back some sort of piece of identification for the snake. Normally this means that you kill the snake and you bring its carcass. They had to revise that because what happened was
brought the whole snake.
What happened was some dude ends up getting bit while he was on a march. He's like, ah, fuck, I gotta go to a medic bay. So he ends up grabbing the snake, not by the head, but by the body.
God.
And he dragged it all the way to there while this hissing, angry rope is just biting the shit out of this. He's strong, I guess.
Angel.
I've already been poisoned. I can't be poisoned. I can't be poisoned squared.
Don't you know that? Poison isn't a stacking debuff. Poison is not a stacking debuff. It's okay.
Just resets the timer.
Just resets the timer.
Fortunately, his dumbass survives because stupidity is durable, I suppose.
Yep.
No. Everyone knows that if you play in Minecraft,
gotta be tough.
the poison debuff doesn't kill you.
Yeah,
Well, motherfucker, if it was Minecraft, all you had to do was drink a bucket of milk.
No. He had he spec'd into the tenacity skill
only if
perk.
you're on hard mode.
Boys. Remember we were talking about committing a crime and getting away with it? Well, no one may be arrested on Sunday or the 4th of July. I know what we're doing this weekend, boys. We're going to Ohio.
No, fuck that. I have to finish making the Iron Man armor, and then we go to Ohio for 4th.
And then we do the purge over the weekend. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Also, items left on a tree lawn become city property. Listen, if you left it there, like it's the city's now.
What if you were on? What if you stand on there in the lawn?
Well, it's his item.
Oh.
Okay, it specifies item. All right, good.
All right.
Yeah, nobody
Treat you
wants
like a
you.
friend.
Imagine leaving
treat
your
you like a
child
freaking-
there. It's like, well, shit, I can't go pick them up now. They'd be stealing from the government.
Hey, also, don't run out of gas. You're not allowed to. You may not run out of gas. It is illegal.
That's actually just a good point, Tim.
Yeah.
Just don't run out of gas.
Imagine
And now-
running out of gas and a fucking
No,
state
I know.
trooper pulls up behind you and you
Just
think, oh,
fucking
thank
shoots
God,
you.
I'm going to get help. And they just hand you
Sorry.
a fucking ticket.
Yeah.
No,
Like, the
sorry.
court date is on the 19th. ass.
My brain went somewhere else.
No,
Wait,
and like
Officer, I can explain.
they come up to you and they're like, "Did you run out of gas?" "Yes, sir." "Oh, I'm gonna have to arrest you." "But wait, officer, it's Sunday." "Shit."
Oh, that's good.
All right, and now I saved my favorite one of these for last. In Fairview Park, it's against the law to honk your horn, quotation, excessively. Period. A grandmother was fined for honking her horn twice at a neighbor.
Bruh.
That's excessive.
How is that excessive?
Apparently, anything over 1 is counted as excessive.
Yeah.
Clearly, they've never heard of India.
Does duration matter?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Okay, maybe if it was like 2 hours long, but
She just duct tapes a brick to the steering wheel and walks away.
Okay.
No, the fact that it's twice means that they fucking removed the brick and then she just taped it back on again.
Yeah.
Alright, there's some really fucking good ones in Tennessee, so we're gonna jump there real quick.
Oh boy.
Wait, Dolphin,
what-
you
yeah.
Tennessee? Because you're the
I
only
am
town
not.
I say.
Oh.
The land of bourbon, ladies and gentlemen. What do
Get
we
a
got?
room.
Alright,
What are you
I need a.
Why are you smacking me?
Alright, so
Get smacked, Red.
boys, I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
I figure out where it started, why women don't ask us out. In
Oh,
Dyersburg, Tennessee, it is illegal for a woman to call a man for a date. It's all Tennessee's fault, boys.
It's Tennessee's fault.
Tennessee's gotta
dumb.
pay.
They have to pay for this.
First they take our whiskey, and now our dates.
It's okay, boys. We get back at them for this
Okay,
one.
so where'd you
In
learn your
Memphis,
dates anyway?
Tennessee, it is illegal for a woman to drive a car unless there is a man either running or walking in front of it, waving a red flag to warn approaching motorists.
That's from.
What the hell?
No. Let me explain.
That is
Let me explain that one.
aggressively sexy.
Let me explain that one. That one's from way back in the day when cars had a maximum speed of like 10 kilometers an hour and there were no road laws.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah, but-
sense.
So they had someone in front of the car with a red flag to warn people.
But why
Specifically, if
women
you're a woman.
specifically?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That part I have no idea.
I think we know exactly why.
Drive.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't understand why this one is illegal, because this just seems really impressive. It is illegal to catch a fish with a lasso.
Sorry, Indiana Jones.
I'm sorry.
Motherfucker.
I watch a man
boys.
fucking standing next to a river twirling a lasso and a fish jumps out and he fucking snags him. I'm fucking high-fiving that man. What the fuck?
Nails
That is
it with
no-
the last note.
I'm giving the motherfucker a 20 if he
Guys,
does.
That's way too much red tape.
Guys, imagine you're trying
nails
to do
of
saltwater
fish.
fishing, right? And you get a hold of a bluefin tuna, just lassoing that bitch.
You cannot catch a bluefin tuna with a lasso and
Yeah,
not
just like-
expect resistance. You're gonna get it for a fucking
Yeah,
ride.
no. Like, I'm just imagining now, like some guy with the whole big, like those like massive fishing poles that they use for like that kind of shit. And this guy from Tennessee, like this guy invites his buddy from Tennessee. It's his first time out like saltwater fishing, and he sees
like,
this. He sees the shit. He's like, "What is that? What?" He looks at the fishing pole. What is that? And he just kind of looks at him like, "You said you've been fishing before. You love fishing." He's like, "I do. I don't use that shit though." Pulls out lasso. Just
No, see, where I thought you were going with that, it was just like he shows up for the fishing trip. The guy's like, "Hey man, where's your rod?" And he just raises an eyebrow, just like, "That we ain't in Tennessee anymore. I can finally break out the big guns." And he goes over to a case that says "Old Reliable." He opens it up. There's a lasso in there, and he's like, "Let's ride."
My God.
God.
Now,
Women
boys.
fish.
I don't think you
Fear me.
realize it got
Fish
suddenly
fear me.
dark because it was
Tennessee fear me.
over-reliable and it's a rope with a loop in it.
Oh my
Oh, God.
Leroy.
I see. Oh my.
All right.
Bro.
Speaking of hollow things, you know what
How
I
dilute-
hate? You know what I hate? When I go to buy a log, right, and it's hollow. Don't you hate buying hollow logs?
God, that's the worst.
oh,
Well,
Terrible.
you know
It's
what?
supposed to be rotten inside.
Tennessee's got you covered. Hollow logs may not be sold.
That's
There's a reason. Listen, there's a reason.
Guaranteed filled logs.
Listen, there's a reason why hollow logs cannot be sold. It's because they're used as fire starters.
yeah.
and they're also shit building materials because they're fucking hollow.
Also, they can
First of all, you got other shit wrong if your priority is trying to build something with logs.
What, it's called a
Alright,
log
listen,
cabin.
motherfucker.
my
I
log
think build
cabin
houses
resents
For
that.
a log cabin.
I make my log cabin.
Damn,
My
bro,
log
I'm out here
cabin's out of
trying
bricks.
to... Bro, I'm trying to build my log cabin out here, and some fucking sold me hollow logs.
I can't like to see the thing is like I can't have my insulation without my hollow logs. Where am I gonna put the cocaine?
In the bear.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
Put it in
And
the
all comes
bear.
back to fire. Comes back to fucking cocaine bear. Why is this our bit? Why is Cocaine Bear the bit that we set along today?
We cannot stop espousing the legend of the Cocaine Bear.
I was not here for the establishment of either of these bits.
Okay, let me explain. What you missed was that I ended up mentioning about Cocaine Bear because we were talking about Alaska, and apparently it was illegal to drop a moose from an airplane over there. And then I thought about it. I'm like, what if you drop about $400,000 worth of cocaine in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness, and a moose gets a hold of it?
And you have an issue.
Yeah.
Violence has escalated.
Sober moose is scary enough.
Yeah.
You see, listening to this, we could plan the most illegal airplane ride.
Yeah. You want me
Those illegal
Any airplane ride's illegal as long as I'm the pilot.
Dude, we need
I don't think you realize you just
we
make
need
a
a
tactical
moose
moose.
ready to push out the back of the plane, and the pilot needs to longingly stare at a picture of a moose as we fly over Alaska.
Right. You get us a plane, right?
I can
I
probably
vaguely
find one.
remember there's something in Alaska called the moose droppings.
Oh yeah. I think didn't Judy talk about this before?
Yeah, she
So,
did.
Yeah, the moose dropping festival.
Sorry, did you ask if I can get a plane?
I was like, no,
I'm gonna
no, I was
go
like,
fun
no,
fact.
my
Yeah,
thing was,
plane.
I do actually have a generic key that fits most non-commercial planes.
let's go.
Why do you just
Do
have
you
a plane?
have that?
They're also the
Why
same
don't
keys
you?
used on RVs.
I
was an RV technician for 9 months.
But motherfucker, I didn't know that planes had a goddamn skeleton key that you could just see.
What danger guard effect
What
is
you're
that?
supposed to do is you are supposed to change the key cylinder out once you have purchased the plane.
People
but
don't do
most
that.
people just don't.
Listen.
that's
The
great.
moment I get on a plane to go somewhere on my next flight, and I hear Red's voice over the intercom, just going "Hello, everybody. This is your captain speaking." I'm just like, "Oh no! Oh, we're
Oh dear.
I'm going to jail.
He says, "Did you guys know?" He just says over the intercom, "Did you guys know that RV keys fit most planes?" Everyone's fucking running for the doors.
1183G key fits most
hear-
non-standard.
That's the moment you
hear
know you're
that?
going to die.
Oh my god.
You see, you
Probably
hear
shouldn't
that,
have
and
said
then you
the key
see
model.
Yeah.
you hear that, then you see one person get a lasso ready to go fishing, and another person gets a moose ready, and it's just like, ah, yes, it's
Yeah.
this time of the day.
No, the flight
And then-
attendant would be the moose.
Yeah, and the flight attendant's the moose, and
I'm
then
the
you see
flight
some guy
attendant.
in the back who's like uninstalled 12 seats to fit a car in there, and it's just affixing random fireworks apparatuses to it with a timer.
Just in case we go to Wisconsin.
Bro,
Just in
bro,
case.
you know I'm in the fucking plane sticking my thumb out reverse, fucking hijacking all of the catfish noodling into the plane.
Oh yeah.
Do not stick your thumb out of the plane. We will die.
This isn't a JoJo war.
All right.
I'm gonna use the fish as the fucking fireworks.
Oh god.
All right, I was kind of just scrolling through these, and I saw one in Idaho that made me pause.
Oh boy, my neighbors.
Oh,
what have they
boy.
done?
Idaho state law makes it illegal for a man to give his sweetheart a box of candy weighing less than 50 pounds.
Honestly, I'm moving to Ohio.
Go big or you're a bitch.
Ohio.
Idaho and Ohio. It's
Okay,
Ohio.
here's the thing. If
Yes,
you
I
cannot,
did.
fellas, if you can't be able to send your sweetheart into a diabetic shock, is she really your sweetheart?
Exactly. I wish somebody would do that to me.
You're gonna give her
No
a real
fucking
sweetheart
way.
if you give her 50 pounds of candy.
Yeah, them are
That's
gonna
fly
be
from the
plugged to
east.
the brim with sugar.
Yeah, man just
Nah, her
fucking
blood
walks up
will
to
be sugar.
man just
Okay, now,
walks up to
okay.
a sugar factory and is like, I need a 50-pound bag.
Yeah, you got a date on Friday, don't you, big man?
No, they're up to no good.
There's someone trying to get a blood sample
that we
from
gotta
her.
talk about.
Oh boy.
Someone tries to get a
blood
blood
What have
sugar
my
from her, and
neighbors
it's just
done
pure
now?
caramel.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If you're walking out with a 50-pound bag of industrial sugar, you know you're gonna be making drugs with that shit.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't think if you just get a 50-pound bag of sugar, I don't think that counts.
Motherfucker committing alchemy.
So, guys, I have some good news.
Committing alchemy.
If we manage to bring Alex to Georgia, it is illegal for them to say poo-poo.
Oh.
What?
Mickey Mouse.
In Jonesboro, Georgia, it is illegal to say "oh boy."
Oh.
Did Disney copyright an entire state?
I don't.
No, just town.
Actually, now I'm curious about something. So, one of the rowdiest neighboring states that I currently have, and the state where some of the weirder things have happened, is Louisiana. I want to know what laws are in the bayou.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. My dad lives down there. I should make sure he's not breaking anything down.
Yeah, let's make sure. Let's make sure the family's on the up and up.
All right. So, all right. Okay, you can't tie an alligator to a fire hydrant. I feel like we've gone over that one. That's in specifically New Orleans.
Yeah.
New
Orleans, baby.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Oh my God, there's some good shit in here. Okay. So
There's always some
I've
good
seen
shit
this
in
one in
stuff.
some other states too.
Yeah.
Mourners at a wake may not eat more than 3 sandwiches.
Some like politicians are like, God damn it, people are getting greedy.
Yeah. No, it's just like we've got to stop Billy Bob from stress eating. We have to do it. Someone pass a law quick.
There's another one here that's similar to the other one where like women can't drive a car unless their husband's waving a flag in front of it. We already went over that one. It is illegal in Lafayette, Louisiana, to play a musical instrument for the purpose of attracting attention without a license.
What? Okay.
It is illegal
Damn.
to gargle in public spaces.
Okay, that's
No
a good
license
rule.
for that.
That's a good one.
That's gross as hell.
So,
Well, you know, the bayou's gross as hell. It's filled with hicks. It's filled with hicks trying to hunt crocodiles and sell their skins. And their meat.
Yes.
And the meat's good.
I had a very dark thought in regards to that sandwich law.
Oh boy.
Imagine someone causing the death so that they can get free food.
Oh god.
They kill a family member so they can eat the sandwiches.
Grandma would be missed.
Grandpa will be missed, but not as much as no one will miss these ham sandwiches.
Is it a sponsored deal? What do you mean?
I would kill for 4 roast beef sandwiches right now. As a matter of fact, I will.
Bro, these sandwiches are from Arby's, bro. They're made. It ain't
Motherfucker said as a matter of fact.
You fucking will, you know it.
This live stream is not sponsored by Arby's.
Damn.
Yeah, this isn't sponsored by Arby's. We don't have the meats, but
Okay.
apparently Louisiana does.
Is this a bad time to say that my neighbor is literally an Arby's?
This video is not sponsored by Arby's, but we really want to.
Exactly.
Give me your Reubens. Give me your Reubens. Those Reubens are okay. Anyway,
I am
anyway,
currently less than
my
100 feet away from an Arby's.
dude, there's an Arby's down the road. I think we'll get some later.
No, they close in 18 minutes. I'm not fucking showing up 18 minutes before
It
they
is
close.
literally midnight.
You're right.
Oh no.
Literally, I can be there in less than a minute. It's just rude to go that close to close.
Sorry. Moving on.
Don't stop people.
Stops
This
me.
is one of the 2 amazing ones.
Oh boy.
An old ordinance declares goatees illegal unless you first pay a special fee for the privilege of wearing one in public. A goatee is apparently considered a privilege.
Damn.
I consider that a
No license
curse.
for that.
That sounds like some sort of anti-hippie law.
You got a problem with the goatee?
Now,
I'm tired of these motherfucking hippies in this motherfucking
this
plane.
last one is basically like describing the how they classify certain crime, right?
Oh, boy.
A very specific crime, and it is amazing. Okay, so biting someone with your natural teeth is simple assault, while biting someone with your false teeth is a aggravated assoult.
Oh.
That's a weapon at that point, to be honest.
I mean, teeth are its own object, right?
If
So it's like
false.
it's like its own object. So
the thing, it's like-
maybe it could be a murder weapon.
Like
Yo, that
grandpa-
kind of implies.
like,
hold on. Like,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go on.
Like
Oh, all right. I'll go. Ah!
Bruh,
Alright, go.
Rock paper scissors.
Nah.
shut up.
Yeah. No visual cues. Just go for it.
All right. I remember when I said earlier that if a sign exists, there's usually a reason. that implies that the reason that law is in there is because people were modifying their fucking teeth to be weapons.
Yeah.
Literally armed to the teeth.
My main goal is to blow up.
Like, I don't know nobody.
Like the only thing I'm thinking is that like some old guy at some point like it gets into a fist fight, pulls out his like teeth and uses them like brass knuckles.
That would be raw.
That's fucking raw. That's fucking raw as hell. What the hell?
That's added poison damage.
Yo.
That's not poison damage, that's bleed damage.
You got top frontal dentures and you just drill holes in that shit for your fingers. You use it as...
God.
Alright.
That's so fucking cool, though.
We're gonna wrap this up with New Jersey.
Oh boy.
No.
This is the worst.
Alright.
Birthplace
so
of Vile.
first of all, automobiles are not to pass horse-drawn carriages in the street. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
In
standard
Bernard
stuff.
Township, it is illegal to frown, as the town is a, quote, frown-free town zone.
Oh my God, it's weird.
I think that's literally
Do not be depressed. We
1984.
will arrest you.
I think that is literally 1984.
Literally 1984.
We happy if you'll be like,
Yeah, this is welcome to New Jersey.
Don't forget to take your joy.
That's exactly like we happy feel you're right.
Odd.
Yeah.
On the subject of laws.
Caldwell-
Oh, sorry.
No, you go, sorry.
Just, it's a slight tangent. It's not a big thing. That game was banned in Australia for quote-unquote glorification of drug use. So I think they kind of missed the point of that game.
yeah, that's the entire fucking
They're
point.
bad.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
like banning To Kill a Mockingbird because it makes people uncomfortable. That's the entire fucking point.
Yeah.
It's like, my brother in Christ, you missed the point.
Do you think they actually play the game? I don't think so. Anyway.
Probably not.
No.
In Caldwell,
Not at all.
New Jersey, you may not dance or wear shorts on the main avenue.
We got a
A dancing shirt, okay. What's their beef with shorts?
More than likely, it's a bunch of people going out there and like Daisy Dukes twerking.
It's the goddamn hippies!
Yuppies and hippies.
In this one, I understand. In Crestkill, all cast must wear 3 bells to warn birds of their whereabouts.
Yeah, that's fair.
I get that one. That one makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's fair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's
Bro.
actually a thing. You should have your
Bro, if those cats didn't have Super Saiyan training weights, they would fucking assassinate everything in their sight.
Oh yeah.
They'll sure fucking try.
New Jersey
That's
cats.
our
New Jersey
planet.
cats are built different. They have to have.
You gotta
restraint.
realize cats don't care on size. They don't care about scale whatsoever. They care about. Well, they try anyway. You know.
Yeah.
I know
doesn't
which
taste
one
like
of
meat.
these I'm reading last. I found the best one.
Oh boy.
So, first of all, in New Jersey, I can get this one from wartime stuff. It is illegal to delay or detain a homing pigeon.
Yeah, I can see
Oh,
that.
man.
Cool, that's great, but they're
Yeah, they actually delivered it.
That guy reminds me. That guy reminds me of a caption I saw the other day. Meanwhile, me selling my homing pigeon on eBay for the 87th time.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Wait, there are more than one type of pigeon. I just remembered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like hundreds.
Okay, listen. I told you all what was wrong with me.
Wait,
that's
hang on.
fair.
Y'all hear about the pigeon that was rediscovered after 140 years?
Pigeon.
Pigeon.
Pigeon. They're all pigeon.
Well, I know that the species that they used in World War II as messenger pigeons are extinct because we fucking shot them all. But
Yeah.
You wouldn't?
Alright, so,
Free clay skates.
Keep in mind,
because
a
they were
dog is
shooting
a
the ones
pigeon.
that weren't messenger pigeons that weren't even trained as well.
Yeah.
well, you know what else it's illegal to do in New Jersey? You can't slurp soup.
Nah,
Slurp.
I would be arrested.
That was written by Miss
God.
I would hate to
What
live there.
happened?
Holy fuck.
or misophobe. I
You know
mean,
what else is
Yeah, I hate living here
illegal?
too.
It's against the law for a man to knit during fishing season.
bruh.
Bro.
Only
what
during
else?
season.
That's a man in it.
Yeah,
For
What
nets.
else? What else are you
man
gonna do
knit.
while you're waiting for the fish to bite? The hell?
No,
Yeah,
it's
you
probably some
tried?
nets.
Brings
Some
out
nets.
his little scarf, knits a bit while he's waiting for the fish to bite.
Yeah, man.
Like, what the fuck else do you do? Fucking, I don't know, play Jetpack Joyride on your fucking phone?
It's the medieval version of playing Jetpack Joyride on your phone.
It is against the law to frown at a police officer.
Good, they deserve
Right, they deserve it.
1984.
Again, I would be arrested.
Yeah.
Only smiles.
Only.
You cannot pump your own gas. All gas stations are full service and full service only.
Capitalism.
Yeah, this one's to give like teenage kids and idiots a job. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's to keep people from being jobless because it's hard to fuck up putting oil in or gas in a car. Hard, but not impossible.
Oh yeah.
I like
finally-
I'm sorry. I just like to imagine that the reason why that exists in New Jersey of all people isn't because it's a generous opportunity to allow them to get a whole jobs, but more or less just a new type of bottom out job because somehow they fucking screwed up the other bottom out jobs.
Yeah.
It probably is. It's New Jersey after all. It's the reason I call it the birthplace of vinyl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm at the last sip of my soju. Does anyone want to do a cheers?
How much did you fucking drink? Oh my god.
Let's go.
We'll do a cheers and then I'll say the last one.
Okay, all right.
Count
One, two, on three. Okay.
I have
One.
an empty cup here.
Okay.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice.
All right.
Cheers.
All right.
All right. What is this last doozy of
Final
all?
one.
Oh, I've had this for 3 years. It has not lasted.
All right. Go on.
This one comes from Newark, New Jersey.
Ooh,
Oh, boy.
Newark.
It is illegal to sell ice cream after 6 p.m. unless the customer has a note from his doctor.
That makes sense in Newark. It's
Here, I'm
Newark.
gonna give myself tonsillitis.
No, I got
my
my
fucking
tongue
God.
removed. Give me a double scoop chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Sir, it's 7:01. I can't feed this to you. Aha! But my doctor said you could.
Yes.
Oh, in that case, how
You
many?
order an ice cream, they ask you a fucking doctor's certificate.
Bro,
Sure.
I can't believe there's Dr. Prescribed suicide now.
Shit.
Shit.
Man. Oh.
All right. Should we stop here?
Uh,
At least with
Is that everything already?
states. No. There's many more states. But should I stop for now, or do you want me to go to New York?
I think it's probably a.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good one.
Oh man, New York would have been the best ones though.
I'm waiting to see.
let's do
Here's the
this
thing, if
at
New
the
York
top.
is known for if New York is known for anything, it's for extremely frivolous laws made by people who don't quite understand what they're doing.
All right,
Yeah,
so we'll finish with New
Fuck
York.
Cuomo.
Yeah, wasn't it illegal at one point to not be able to use nunchucks in public in New York or something?
Yeah, because you could really fucking hit somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
All right, so for a you can be fined $25 for flirting.
Harassment.
Unspoken
What the
race
fuck? Oh,
versus
harassment?
sexual
Yeah,
harassment.
sure, but like,
Yeah, it's just like
just
that,
fucking for anything, that would fucking suck.
that pickup line was so bad, you owe me money now.
that Riz was so flat.
25.
I like to. Here's the thing, though. I think the main reason why they put that in there is because they probably were trying to cut back on prostitution.
Possibly. Yeah.
Maybe.
I could see that.
Yeah, if you imagine this,
That
you're late at
honestly
night.
sounds like.
Yeah, imagine this. It's late at night. It's like 8 p.m. You're trying to stumble home, and you see this absolutely just smoking chick, barely clad in anything, in high heels, just trying to flirt with you. And thankfully, thank God the cops around the corner.
Yeah.
Imagine falling for that kind of wild, bro.
Yeah, imagine.
So
God.
a license must be purchased before hanging clothes on a clothesline, which I can kind of see. They don't want clothes between all the buildings, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be a big thing back during the 80s, but I guess they
Yeah.
widened
Yeah,
up.
because they used up all the available land with giant fucking buildings. So.
oh, America.
All right.
Let's shoot for 40.
In Carmel, a man can't go outside while wearing a jacket and pants that do not match.
Good.
Your drip is mid. Go to jail.
Fashion police laws.
Fucking
No
assigned
mixed sets.
mid by
Somebody just
jury.
really likes denim jackets, okay?
The
Oh,
jury
I think that
finds
one
your
along
fit
with another
mid.
one for the end. All right, donkeys are not allowed to sleep in bathtub in Brooklyn, New York.
You cannot fucking stop me from putting a donkey in a bathtub.
No, you can
I
put
will
it in
do
the
everything
bathtub,
in my
it's not
legal
allowed
fucking
to sleep
power
there.
to put a
How
donkey
else
into
are you
a
gonna wash that
bathtub.
ass?
To
No, you just put it
purchase
in there.
a
You
donkey.
can't sleep there.
First of all, who is purchasing donkeys in New York?
Well, it's Brooklyn.
Cat, what are you doing?
I was gonna answer, but then you added the in New York part.
Caddy, what are you
Anything
doing?
goes.
Hold on, I gotta deal with my cat.
Hey, my cat
you
is
got a cat
also
too.
being mean to me, but she's just scratching me occasionally.
I think they can sense each other from like miles away. They know there's a
They're trying.
rival.
They're trying
Speaking
to
of
communicate.
pets, in New York, you can teach your pet parrot to speak, but not to squawk.
You're like, that's just mad annoying.
I don't think teaching it how to squawk is a problem. It knows that at birth.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it knows that from birth.
I think it's more or less to squawk on command. Because have you ever heard a parrot squawk? It's fucking terrifying if you don't expect it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of see that. It's
Yeah,
also
and
like
they-
ear piercing.
And they're
Oh, you want a
smart,
cracker?
so they fucking know as well, and will use it to the best of their ability to annoy the shit out of you.
Yeah,
That's
Parrots are
Alright.
smart.
I can kind of see
How
that. Makes
about
sense.
this? In New
You know,
York
the
City-
worst. I've heard of the worst case scenario for parrot owners is that somehow they end up accidentally learning how to mimic a baby cry, so they constantly use it for attention to get a hold of the
Oh, no.
owner.
Because
But what
that's
happens
like
is that other people hear
psychologically-
that and they're like, "Oh no, I gotta call the cops. There's like a baby being abused in there," and they're just
It's just a parrot.
it's just a parrot.
Oh, because psychologically, that's an
There is-
incredibly hard sound for a human being to ignore.
This reminds me
Not
of like
baby
some
crying.
crime
Yeah.
procedural that I saw once, where they spent the entire episode going like, okay, how did this old couple die? And then all sorts of scenarios like, oh, the husband killing the wife, they got in a fight, yada yada. So it turns out it was both accidents. The husband slipped in the bathtub, and the wife, I believe, tripped and like accidentally stabbed herself in the throat with her knife. She was in the kitchen or something.
That
And then,
terrible.
and then what happened was, the parrot literally dialed 911 and went, "Help me! Help me!" And they only found that out because like one of the characters or something like got a paper cut, and then the fucking parrot just automatically did that on the nearest landline.
Oh
Wow.
God.
Now I'm
Good
sad because
God.
the parrot tried.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Was this a show or was this true?
This was a show.
Oh, thank
for
God.
Oh.
Oh, you had me for a fucking second.
Actually
Now I
happened.
don't care.
No, it doesn't matter.
You just
Oh man.
damn, fucking God.
Man, you made everyone nearly upset for no reason.
I almost cried.
Wow, this podcast took a dark turn.
Teach the
I
parrot
cried
how to
inside.
send squawk signals, says Zayek.
Hey, Zach.
All right,
man?
back
Yeah,
to
it's
weird laws. It's illegal to shake a dust mop out a window. Yeah,
I
that's
can see
fair.
that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It is against
Imagine-
the law to throw a ball at someone's head for fun.
Yeah, it's fucking rude. What the hell?
For assault,
mean-
okay, but for fun, that's drawing the line.
No bully. No bully.
No
I mean,
bully.
it is kind
So,
of funny.
surprisingly, jaywalking is legal as long as it's not diagonal. That is, you can cross the street out of a crosswalk, but you can't cross the street diagonally.
That makes
Yeah,
complete
because
sense.
you're an asshole.
you
if
seen
because
New
you-
You have the
York?
shortest distance to get across.
Have you seen New York? The traffic doesn't fucking move.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't.
It doesn't
Well,
matter. Just,
Fun fact: in New York, every cop is armed with a protractor just to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, slippers are not to be worn after 10 p.m.
Inside
Hey,
or
now.
outside?
Nah.
It just says they're not allowed to be worn.
Yeah, you should be in bed by then. I'm in here.
yeah, why are you up?
looks at my clock. It's 1:30.
Looks
Wait
at
for how to do
currently
illegal
says
activities, huh?
12:28 a.m.
Yeah.
We try to do whatever else.
Fucking stroke.
All right, so when does after 10 p.m. become before 10 p.m. again?
That's a good question.
At what time do we have that switch?
Is it midnight?
I guess
10
it's
a.m.,
midnight, right?
Yeah, it would have to be because that's when the
Then we're-
day changes.
And we're
Alright.
golden
It
boys. That's
would
before
usually
10
be
p.m.
about
to
6
me.
a.m.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. On Staten Island, the glorious Staten Island, you may only water your lawn if the hose is held in your hand.
Oh, you
No
can't.
sprinklers.
You
No
can't have
sprinklers,
cheap
I guess
labor do
that
it.
is what that means.
All right. Now, these last two are interesting. So, while riding in an elevator, one must talk to no one and fold his hands while
Fucking
looking
God.
towards the door.
Good.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to fucking
that's
talk if you...
that's a law. That's a law that I say be passed everywhere immediately.
Keep your thoughts to yourself. No one wants to hear them, fucking creep.
So wait,
That checks.
wait, are you allowed to react to somebody farting in the elevator in that case?
No, you remain
not
stoic. Stone face.
Wait, the door. All right.
I'm sorry, but I'm just imagining you're riding an elevator, the dude next to you just lets one rip, and it makes you cough, and the entire SWAT team just descends upon you.
FBI, open up.
And you whisked away like from the top of the elevator.
Oh man.
Breaking through the top of the elevator.
And now
No.
for-
They use the cutting torch, cut a hole in the bottom, and then weld it shut after they grab you.
They go full payday two
Drag
on
you
you. They use a
screaming,
breaching
just-
charge.
Planning breaching charge.
So, well, the final one I have here is that citizens may not greet each other by quote, putting one's thumb to the nose and wiggling the fingers.
What the fuck?
What the?
What?
Citizens
turkey
may
in their
not
face?
greet each other by putting one's thumb to the nose and wiggling the fingers.
So
Sounds like
like
a turkey gesture.
So
Why?
like every child ever in New York has committed a criminal offense.
Either this was either targeted as like a very, very petty thing because someone got treated that once, or it could be gang related.
I could maybe see that, maybe. But then there's a
Alright.
lot of common hand gestures that should be outlawed there too.
Now, that is the last one for the night that I'm gonna do for this.
Yeah.
But there's
Alright.
one more I wanted to highlight from New Mexico.
Okay.
In Albuquerque, New Mexico, it
I
is
know this one.
illegal for cab drivers to reach out and pull potential customers into their cab.
Oh wait.
This is been a kidnapping. This is kidnapping.
Now, I think I know the one you were thinking of. Is that a city council member in Albuquerque, New Mexico, introduced a resolution a few years ago to ban Santa Claus from the city. The matter was defeated.
What about?
Yeah, what the fuck? That's rude.
No, I was gonna fucking talk about the like people throwing pizzas onto Walter's White House and like how the poor people who live there were fucking just getting
Walter.
pizzas thrown at their house
Put your
for fucking
pizza
so
away,
long.
Walter.
Please, that the show creators were like, stop doing this. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza's the heart.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Oh,
right.
pizzas! I thought you said peaches.
Yeah, with that, I'm gonna get off because it is
Yeah.
1:30
Yeah,
and I'm tired.
I'll go ahead and wrap it up for everybody. It's been a good time having everyone here. I'm glad that like so many of you got to like drop in and join for this like absolute like insanity and
Jesus, my eyes are fucking flaky, and I am goddamn discombobulated.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like,
all the talk is out of me now.
Yeah.
We gotta get
Yeah.
Flo and Synth on this next time.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be so fucking awful next time. We rifled through it so fast.
Yeah, as a side note, going forward, now that like everybody's here, going forward, I'm probably going to be doing these on Sundays and a little bit earlier in the day, so it's not quite as late for some of you like East Coast and like across the pond like lads. So, like that way,
Oh,
it's a
you're
little
telling
nicer
me I
for
get
that.
to be
Wait,
on
so
a
that's
podcast
Mondays
for
for
D&D?
I will say though, we will need to figure out what the hell we're going to talk about during the next podcast. We could just do current events like we did this time.
Yeah,
but,
well, that was the thing.
You know,
we started with like a random topic, and then we kind of just like thanks to Daltho here managed to find an interesting segue into a rather hilarious like stupid decisions for like state laws.
Listen. If you want to talk about like weird, obscure facts, I'm your guy.
Okay,
Like, don't
but
even
before
get me started on the clown eggs.
hold on,
Oh my god, I know about the clown eggs, bro.
Of course you do, Red.
You were saying
My man.
before we end all this shit, I got one question to ask you guys. Just one question, and settle this debate. In a three-way battle, who would win? Cocaine Bear, Cocaine Moose, or a gorilla with
Okay, let's
It's a
settle
draw.
this.
It's a throw it. It's a draw.
100%.
It's a draw.
Cocaine bear.
No, it's
Cocaine bear.
Bro, I'm signing on for a fucking cocaine moose. Do you know how fucking big a moose is?
Do you know how big a gorilla is?
Bear though.
Bro, a gorilla's not as big as a moose. Shut up, bro.
Okay, but I think we're really underestimating the black mamba here.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a draw, because the black mamba just bites all of them and then they all die. Doesn't matter who wins.
No. That
Hear me
black
out.
mamba's gonna
Mamba's
get
head.
one shot off, and then it's gonna get fucking demolished
Bro,
by
I
whoever
don't-
hit, bro.
Bro, I don't care if you think that the bear or the fucking gorilla is going to win. Dude, the moose is not fucking freight train. Are you sure you're going to fucking win against the...
I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna
Considering
paint.
it's a bear with
large as
cocaine,
they
yeah,
are.
I think it's pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, like, no, I'm gonna paint a picture.
100%.
I'm gonna paint a picture.
Really impressive. Oh, God.
I need you to draw me a picture of a gorilla throwing a black
All right.
mamba.
So-
You know what? We should come
not drawing
back to
this.
this at the next podcast.
Yes,
We'll
yeah.
develop our theses to
Yeah.
describe who would win this contest of pure
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah.
I'm a where the moose live?
Bro, I want to fucking
Canada,
compound on it.
I guess.
Alright, cool. I'm headed to Canada.
Bro, I want to fucking compound off of this fucking like animal fucking tournament. I want to next time fucking discuss what's the biggest animal we could reasonably defeat by ourselves.
Animal tier list.
All right, animal tier list. Let's go.
Yes,
All right,
please.
that's a
Alright,
perfect
That's a
topic. I love
very,
that.
hello, that's a very, that list literally ends if anything larger. Just immediately, it's a no.
No, but it's fun to speculate. Come on.
Yeah,
Before we
Yeah, it is very fun to speculate.
Are we
like
allowed weapons? Are we
Are we-
allowed
yes.
weapons?
No.
Not like
If you're
guns.
allowed
What?
gun,
No,
you
no,
just
no.
win.
Okay,
No,
okay,
not like
fine.
guns, but like a weapon, like a fucking big rock or some shit.
Yeah.
You're allowed to use.
Weapon.
Can
You're allowed to use stuff like a
It's like-
spear or
it's like- Listen to me, it's like a fucking gladiator type of arsenal, right? So there's like no rifles, no fucking cannons, no fucking intercontinental ballistic missile. It's going to be fuck off. It's going to be fucking okay. We're going to discuss what animal we can defeat reasonably with our bare hands. Then the animals that we can't defeat, we're going to devise strategies on how we could.
Good.
I
That's
like
nice.
it.
Yeah,
a
I
good
like
one.
that. That's a
How
good
we
one.
could.
That's a good
down
one.
with it. I'm down with it.
I'm gonna
Oh
fucking
my
take down a
God.
blue whale, and none of you can stop me.
Bro, it's actually fucking no. We're gonna save that for next time. All right.
Yeah.
I'll define my
Alright.
strategy then.
So
We'll have
again,
plenty to talk.
as a closing thing, thank you guys for showing up. This has been a lot of fun. Like seriously, this has been a really good fucking time.
Yeah, no worries, man.
And
It's fun.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ, it's
we'll
been 2
yeah, like
hours.
It was fun.
we'll be doing more of this. We'll be doing this more often. This will probably be like a weekly thing where we just like get together and talk weird shit. Which next time we have decided is going to be what we can reasonably defeat barehanded and then escalate.
Oh, I have some.
and
I have some fucking good ones if we're doing animals.
Oh yeah. So
fucking Australian ideas.
So yeah, it's been a really good time. I hope everyone that tuned into this stream had a good time as well, like listening to our like chuckle fucking sanity. And yeah, we'll see you around. So take care.
Yeah,
Tune in next time on Wanderer's Waypoint, where we discuss which animals we can reasonably defeat with our bare hands, and for the ones we can't, strategies of how we could. This is me, over.
Oh my god, Alex.